into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, good morning to you, Mzansi. You can tell that we are feeling in the best of moods because, listen, we are the champions. Might be a bit, forward to say that right now, but I'm feeling in the winning spirit, especially after this weekend.
Yeah, what an incredible weekend we had, from birthdays, from lots of treats, and especially the Springboks kicking us off with that winning spirit that you've just felt right now, and securing the victory over Italy. And of course, we've got the rugby recap that you came for. It was a blistering game, so much fun and so much excitement, and I'm sure you're going to be enjoying the conversation we have because Adrian's coming through to talk all about it.
I love it. We have the bragging rights for the next while. I mean, it's such a great time to be South African. We did. Then we head into the wild as the Blue Bulls get game ready with a powerful pre-season camp, and that's happening out of the Kruger National Park.
Well, it gets even sweeter because, listen, this is probably the sweetest celebration on the calendar. Today is World Chocolate Day.
I've been waiting.
It has its whole day. It is official. And I think everybody after hearing that is going, oh yes, oh yes, please. It's my favorite day. And obviously we're going to be diving into the delicious history of this global favorite and dishing out some fun chocolate facts. And of course, turning up the indulgence with not one, but we've got 4 mouth-watering recipes. Grissa, look at this menu. Come
Here's
on
the menu.
now.
Let me get through it as if we didn't need an excuse to get into chocolate. Okay, toasted coconut and crema maca. So we've got the drink sorted. New York style Chuckles cookies.
Oh my
delicious.
word.
Quick and easy 3-ingredient chocolate mousse. Dessert is there. And then indulgent chocolate French toast waffles.
Get out of here. I was not ready for this, and I don't think anybody was. But we're going to sign up for it nonetheless. So I want you to all grab your coffee, stay cozy, and let's get into this rich, feel-good Monday together because we've got chocolate to help us throughout the next 3 hours of pure magic. So while we have this conversation, we want to bring it forward and have you reply to us, Mzansi, because it's a two-way street. You know what we do it. And in light of it being World Chocolate Day, obviously everybody has that one chocolate that takes them right back to their childhood. And I want to know from you, Mzansi, what is yours and where does it take you to? We want you to share your sweetest chocolate memory with us, and you can do it now and use the number 063-036-9649, whether it's a message, you got some pictures, or a voice note. We want to hear from you. I think of all these crazy sweets and treats when I was a kid and all the things we used to get at the tuck shop. But one of the most special ones for me was the sweetie pie. It was just like this chocolate cream-filled heaven. I didn't get it often, and I think that's why it stands out for me, because it was only when I did something really special or something important. It was like a big reward. So I always have this like victory association with that thing. But yeah, that's my little story. I've got a lot more that I can share with you throughout the morning, but I want you to share yours with us, Mzansi, and let's celebrate World Chocolate Day. It is official, and I think everybody is here for this day. It is our favorite day. It's Monday as well, so nothing blue about this. A little bit brown and only in the chocolate form, but standing by right now, we've got official duties to commence as Carissa's got the latest.
3 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is time to get into your national news headlines before we head into something sweet. Now we get started here where President Cyril Ramaphosa has declared a national mourning period from today until Saturday evening, and that is for the late former Deputy President David Mabuza, who died on Thursday at 64 after a short illness. Now national flags will fly at half-mast nationwide in his honor. Mabuza will be accorded a Category 2 state funeral with military ceremonial honors reserved for deputy presidents and similar officials. The presidency described him as a committed activist, educator, and public servant who played a key role in South Africa's democratic development. In other news in the country, Parliament's Correctional Services Committee supports Minister Pieter Groeneveld's proposal, and that is to amend the Correctional Services Act to allow foreign nationals in South African prisons to serve sentences in their home countries. Now, Chair Khomotso Ramalobeng says current laws prohibit deportation before inmates complete the minimum sentence. Foreign inmates are reportedly costing over 11 million rand daily. Now, amendments to Section 73 aim to ease prison overcrowding, reduce costs, as well as promote international justice cooperation while ensuring the legal process is respected. And let's take a look at your international news making headlines, where 8 migrants were deported from a U.S. military base in Djibouti to South Sudan on Friday, sparking outrage among rights activists. Now, the men from countries including Cuba, Laos, and Sudan had argued the transfer was unconstitutional due to safety risks in the conflict-ridden nation. Now, the U.S. Homeland Security Department called it a victory for law and order. South Sudan remains unstable, with the UN warning its fragile peace could collapse. Now, critics say the move sets a troubling precedent. Meanwhile, at least 67 people, including 21 children, have died in catastrophic flash floods that tore through Texas Hill Country. Torrential rain, almost 300 millimeters in a few hours, caused the Guadalupe River to surge over 8 meters, sweeping away cabins, vehicles, as well as campers. Now, 11 children and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic remain missing as rescue crews using boats, drones, and helicopters search debris-choked riverbanks. Now, over 850 people have been rescued so far. Authorities face mounting questions over the adequacy of flood warnings and emergency preparedness. Now, closing off, heading to Tinseltown, where the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has revealed the 2026 class for the Hollywood Walk of Fame, featuring 35 celebrities across categories, including Demi Moore, Miley Cyrus, Emily Blunt, Josh Groban, and 14 actors in the motion picture category. Now, Timothée Chalamet's inclusion has stirred debate, with critics claiming it, quote, too soon for the 29-year-old, while fans argues he's the leading star of his generation. Now, with Oscar-nominated roles in Dune and A Complete Unknown, Chalamet meets the Walk's criteria of professional achievement and 5 years in the industry. Now, some even joked that his star power might just be his girlfriend Kylie Jenner approved. The stars are located on the sidewalks of Hollywood's Boulevard and Vine Street in Los Angeles. So if you do have plans to make your way over there, make sure that you give it a look. That is where we leave your first bit of news for this morning. Let's get into your first sporting highlights with Raul.
Oh yeah, and Pretoria was alight on the weekend. We're going to start with that action because the Springboks kicked off their 2-test series with a 42-24 win over Italy at Loftus Versfeld. Now, the Boks dominated early, racing to a 28-3 halftime lead, with Mone van der Berg bragging a brace, and then Italy fighting back with 4 second-half tries, cutting the deficit to 35 and 24 before Marco van Staden's late score, sealing a convincing Springbok victory. Now, the second test takes place in GQ Naberga at 10 past 5. Now, moving to cricket news, and Vian Mulder celebrated his first test as Proteas captain with a commanding 264-run not-out innings as our boys closed day 1 on 465 runs for 4 wickets against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo. After being sent into bat, the Proteas dominated, with Mulder leading from the front. And he'll resume alongside De Walt Brevis, who's on 15 runs not out, and that's taken place this morning as they push for an even bigger total. Well, sticking to cricket news, and India thumped England by 336 runs at Edgbaston, which was to level the 5-match series 1-1. Now, skipper Shubman Gill made history with scores of 269 and 161, while Akash Deep claimed a career-best 10-wicket haul, including 6 for 99 in the second innings. Now, England, chasing 608 runs, a massive total, folded for 271 just before tea on day 5. Now, the third test begins on Thursday, and it's taking place at Lord's. Oh, lastly, in the world of sport, we move to motorsport action, and Lando Norris claimed victory in a chaotic, rain-hit British Grand Prix at Silverstone, leading a McLaren 1-2 ahead of teammate Oscar Piastri. Now, Piastri's 10-second penalty for a safety car infringement cost him the win, while Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg secured his first ever podium in 239 races. Now, Norris now sits just 8 points behind Piastri in the standings after wins in Austria, Monaco, and Australia. Well, we'll definitely be tucking into some more of the sport, and especially the rugby action after the weekend. And don't forget, it's going to be a great conversation. For now, though, it's a first chance to take a look at the weather and see what you can expect for your day.
Thank you so much, Ryle. In your weather news this morning, Cape Town's Disaster Management Centre was yesterday still responding to reports of flooding that have affected hundreds of residents in informal settlements in recent days. Humanitarian aid partners have been deployed to provide displaced residents with hot meals, blankets and clothing. Now, the city's road infrastructure and water and sanitation departments are pumping water from flooded areas. Cloudy, rainy conditions are expected to clear later in the province, becoming fine and cold by the evening. Now, the South African Weather Service has meanwhile issued yellow level 2 warnings, and that's for damaging waves and winds from Cape Agulhas all the way through to Keymouth. Now, before we leave your weather news, let's get into that sunrise view of this hour, and sent through by Marco out in Robertson is this gorgeous, gorgeous morning walk picture. I always just assume the life you are living, Marco, and I can imagine you taking that trail less traveled and making sure that you snap away the gorgeous morning view that we get to enjoy along with you. So thank you so much for spending your Monday morning with us and also hitting your fitness goals. 17 degrees is what you can expect in your side of town. And if you're also from Robertson, good morning to you. And remember to share your morning views with us on 0630369649 as we get into your temperatures for today.
Not as wet as last week, and that's good, but it still is chilly, and we are asking that you stay warm. And even if you're in bed right now, it doesn't matter, just stay there. We got you covered. We got a whole lot for you to just dive into and discuss. And speaking of discussions, what was your weekend like? I want to discuss that.
You know what? I was trying to find out how your weekend was, because if you know anything, it was Ral's birthday yesterday, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. What I want to do first, though, is tell you all that I went to the Durban July this weekend. It was a vibe. It was my debut, and I got to have my debut by co-hosting one of the stages in the VIP marquees. And listen, your girl had 2 outfits. This is my second outfit. This is my first outfit. And the theme was Marvels of Mzansi, and basically, I just kind of paid ode with the shells over there to like my Khoisan heritage. And
is that what that is that you have?
That's the shells at the bottom.
Incredible.
And the beautiful like bronzy colors, you know, speaking to the sand and the earth from which we all come from. And then there's my second outfit, all made by a great designer named Nicole.
Oh, this is cool. This has like a bit of a Asian couture vibe to it. What's going on?
I don't know, but it was fabulous.
Amazing.
Let me tell you, such a great color. It really just brought the vibrancy of the second half of the day, because if you know anything about the Durban July, it's a party, baby. Besides the horses, whether you're winning or losing, you're trying to have a celebration. So I had a fantastic weekend, to say the least.
You looked incredible for your debut.
Thank you very much.
Done. Unbelievable. Are you still recovering from it?
I am, but I'm here, and we're having a great time. Okay, Ral, enough about
that
me.
sounds
Enough
beautiful.
about me.
Listen, my weekend obviously started off the best way it could. I had you, Mzansi, wishing me happy birthday. I was overshowered with so much love, so much joy. And I kind of took that energy with me into the weekend. We started off on Friday and Saturday with a beautiful surf, and that just kind of set the mood. The conditions were perfect. I mean, yes, it's overcast. Yeah, it was a little bit chilly, but we had the wetsuit on, so it didn't make a difference. And just got some of the best waves that I could. Just really being able to dance on the surfboard now. Myself and cameraman Shawnee have been really enjoying our longboarding journey. Just unlocking basic skills that seem so silly, but it's so much fun for us.
You look so cool,
like
Ryle. Oh my God.
And it's such a rush, just feeling that like wind go through your hair. You're like conquering the waves. It was so much fun. It was
How
cool.
many times do you crash? Or are you on top of the board like the entire time?
When I started surfing, listen, I crashed a lot. Like, that's something you got to get used to. You're going to go like 100 falls before you really can master it. But
fair.
That's part of the fun, part of the gears. But it wasn't just the ocean. We also got to get into the mountain. I got to take the dogs out for a little walk up at Lakeside's mountain. So myself and Miles just went for a little trot. Harkin's getting old now. So as much as I'm also getting old and seeing my birthday come every year, I'm also seeing Harkin get older and older, and he can't do the trails that we used to do when he was younger. So it's actually quite a sad time for me, like a coming of age. Harkin's getting older.
How old is he or she?
I don't know, because we adopted both of them, so we actually have no idea what their age is to begin with. But I think he's like, in human years, he's probably like in his 60s, the way he's walking now, so slow on the mountain, I have to pick him up.
Man's retired already. Oh my goodness.
But after that, I treated them to like a fire. Obviously, winter was cool and cold, so the fire got officially popped on, and it was just so perfect. I didn't get a picture of the dogs, but they were even cuddled up in the fire behind this moment.
Baby,
so it was a
so
perfect weekend. Polarity, so a lot of intensity and adventure, and then just chill time. Mal surprised me with a massage and a spa day as well. So it was just really, really special. And thank you to everybody again for sending so many incredible messages. You wished me with so much love, showered me with just incredible feelings, and I'm just going to share that back with you this week. So thank you.
You deserve that, Ryle. You do so much for us, serving us every day right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So yes, happy birthday once again. All right, the celebrations will continue because we have to talk about sports, baby, and get into that wonderful game. I see Adrian's just stepped in the building as well. Italy versus South Africa, and obviously us dominating.
We dominated indeed. But listen, there's a reason why we dominate, and it starts at the bottom. So let's take a page out of the Blue Bulls book and go visit them at one of their training stations to see how they're building unity amongst the squad and how they take that unity to the next level. And that's not just local, but obviously ending up with the Springboks, of course. But you get to go and see front row seats right now, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. Maybe get a coffee and then come right back.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's dive straight into the action of the weekend. The Bokke! Now, listen, despite a 42-24 win, I think the Springboks left Loftus with more questions than answers. And I mean, Rassie Erasmus voiced clear frustration after a flat second half and hinted at lineup changes for Ngobega. Now, we break down the performances, the player impact, and of course, what's next. And who better than Adrian Ainley, all the way from our Good Hope FM Sport, joining us to chat about what went right, what went wrong, and everything else in between the box versus Italy. Adrian, how are you doing this weekend? Oh, this week, sorry, after the weekend.
Oh, man, it feels like the weekend still. I'm not going to lie.
I know.
I'm still waking up from that performance, but I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Fantastic, man. Also, I feel like it's still the weekend, still recovering, still a bit groggy from it. But wow, I was shocked. I was blown away. I had excitement and a lot of mixed emotions for this game. It looked like we were off to a fantastic start. I must say, it looked like, okay, Springboks are getting into it, but it seems like we might have taken the gas off a little bit too early. What do you make of this performance the weekend, man?
Yeah, look, it was definitely a game of two halves. I mean, that first half, almost flawless from the Springboks. Very dominant, scoring a lot of tries. But what really was, second half, I mean, it's the biggest thing. You never want to feel like you are complacent. You never want to think because you have such a big lead, you sort of let your foot off a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happened, especially when we saw the introduction of some new players for the Bok team. It just felt like they weren't as clinical as they were in that first half.
Yeah, man, and it definitely felt like that for me because obviously first half, and again, kudos to Italy. Let's speak about the defensive efforts that they put in because the Springboks came in guns blazing from that first whistle, but yet every single push, Italy were there for it. They were throwing their bodies on the line, and I was actually absolutely impressed by what they were able to produce. Talking about us having 80% of our game in their half for that first half. And the scoreline, yes, as good as it was, I thought it would be bigger. So kudos to their defensive efforts. And I think that kind of showed in the second half because Bomb Squad comes through. You're expecting, okay, the plan's gone perfectly. They should be tired. Now we can walk over them. But that wasn't the case.
No, not at all. And I mean, if you see who's coming on, you've got Bongi coming on, you've got Ergis Neyman, massive players, brilliant players. Literally, I saw them coming on, I thought, cool, this is the bomb squad now. Now we're just going to either sit back and keep it tight in defense, or we're going to score more tries. But either way, I did not see what happened as the result of what was going to come. It was not expected at all.
And the impact where you thought it would be wasn't necessarily there. I think, if anything, the backline really showed up this weekend, looking at both our wings, Kurtley Orange, Ches and Colby, showing that electric pace. But again, for me, Jesse Creel, claiming a try, which was such a beautiful moment after being captain of the squad. The backline for me is just showing that depth, it's showing that tenacity. It feels like more needs to maybe be done in that front pack. I mean, I'm looking at some of the lineouts as well that we didn't have going to play. So work needs to be done from that front pack. And I think, I don't know what you make of it, but they even used a little bit of our own medicine against us in those running mauls, in some of those attacking halves, and we didn't seem that ready for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I feel there's going to be a lot of bruised egos this morning. Especially we conceded a try through a maul as well. And I think that's obviously where we shine is through our scrums, through our attack. But again, like you were saying, we were tackling Italy so much. They were absorbing it. Rassie was even saying in his press conference, he was sort of hoping that after that first half of just so many tackles, Italy would sort of break in the second half. They'd just be exhausted. No, they came back. They were absorbing it so much. So definitely. Like, kudos to Italy. I think we can't sit here and say it was all the Springboks' fault. Italy definitely capitalized on our mistakes, especially in the second half.
Yeah, that's something I saw as a standout, was their defense especially, and the fact that they brought it throughout this game, and it almost felt like they were going to do something crazy towards the end. Let's talk about our debutant, Vincent Chituka. Man, I loved watching him play, and I had a special effort of making sure I noticed him and paid attention to his play, but I think he's brilliant. I don't know what you think of him, but he's versatile, he's fast, he's strong, he's everywhere. What do you think of his performance?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, even last week when he was playing against the Barbarians, he looked amazing. I mean, for a friendly match. So it was very well deserved for him to get his first call up for an actual test, and I think he performed brilliantly. Again, he is playing in Peter Septitoy's role, who
big shoes,
you would think, you know, he has that position locked. Obviously, just coming back from injury right now, but he's really challenging for that position. I think I'd love to see both of them playing together somehow. But no, brilliant performance.
From that
Vincent.
would be an absolute dream, seeing a combination like that, and then maybe Vincent moving to like a loose position. But let's talk about this overall. I mean, we had pretty much like the 90% of the World Cup winning squad in this team.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a win. Yes, we spoke about the frustration. But from your perspective, Adrian, because you've got great insights, what do you think needs to be done in order to spruce this team up, to get the results and that dominance that we were kind of expecting from the Springboks?
Look, in all honesty, I think games like this are kind of good because it is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It is a thing to say, look, we are world champions. We have so much depth in our squad. But ultimately, if we're going to lose focus, if we're going to take our foot off the gas, if we're going to make simple mistakes, we're going to get punished for it. So I'm almost grateful for performances like this very early on in our season because it gives that sort of wake-up call. It gives Rassie the frustration. I mean, he's been using that word, frustration, so much post-game. And I just know that this morning, in their first training camp, as they prepare for the second test, he's going to be drilling that. He's going to be speaking to them and saying, look here, guys, that was not us. That was not great. We need to learn from that. And obviously he's hinted at maybe even changing the lineup for the second match as well, just to sort of address that, just to have a sort of very strong statement to say, no, look here, we are the Boks, we know how to play, and we're going to respond to that poor performance.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of information that we can take from that. Also, kudos to Mone van der Berg as well for that dominant performance. We've got another new scrummy that we can lean into. But we've got another game this weekend, and Adrian, I can't wait to discuss that with you. We sure will be diving into that as we head to GQ for the next Springbok encounter. They're taking on Australia?
No, it's Italy again.
Italy again. Italy again.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's going to be a domination. But Adrian, thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate all your hype, and we'll be sure to bring you all that action as it unfolds.
That's right, and sticking to the world of sports, we're kicking off this morning with something truly special. Now, Kyle Clark spent some time deep in the Kruger National Park at Tsekwane River Camp, where the Blue Bulls were locked into pre-season training ahead of the 2025 Currie Cup. Now, after an explosive 2024 season with 54 tries and only 2 losses, the Bulls are very determined to go all the way this year, and what better way to strengthen team spirit and tactics than in the African bush. So we sent out our very own Kyle Clark on the ground as the team gets ready to work.
We're at Tsekwane River Camp in Kruger National Park, where the Bulls are in full preparation for that 2025 Currie Cup. Now, if you remember last year, they came in runner-up in their regular season, scoring 384 points. And between myself and you, Feel Good family, you know for a fact that it was an all-attack season with only 2 losses. Over the next couple of days, they'll be focusing on their fitness, attack and defense modules, all while building unity for that 2025 trophy. Coach, looking back at 2024, I think you guys had an all-attack season last year with only 2 losses, which was magnificent. Tell me, how do you believe that you're going to build onto that this year in 2025?
I think one of the pleasures is that we've got a couple of guys that have returned and also some exciting youngsters. So there's massive excitement. So that excitement we need to just build on and make sure we don't lose it throughout the season.
We're at Tsekwane River Camp, which is such a serene place, especially for building camaraderie and also unity. Is there any specific areas that you guys want to focus on from last year up until this year?
Look, by nature, we've seen that we're going to have less weeks to prepare. So the best thing we can try and do is get as cohesive as early as possible. And what a better place to do it at, limited Wi-Fi. You can still chat to people at home, but the massive thing is that we're spending time with one another, getting to maybe see the other side where we wouldn't necessarily see when you go home. So now we spend time together and we grow together that way.
No Wi-Fi, we are in the middle of the bush. Is there anything that you specifically hope to take away from this camp for the boys?
The biggest thing for me, we talk about process and everything else. I think if I can appreciate your story, the guy next to me, either side, left and right, in front and behind me, I think then I'll give a bit more. So that's what we're trying to do, just go a bit deeper than what we normally would in understanding one another, and that for me would be good enough walking out of here.
My personal goals and motives, I think, it's just to keep things the same and as consistent as possible for me. I'm a guy who plays off confidence, and I build that confidence by doing things that I say I'm going to do. So, my stretching routine, how I eat, and how I prepare for the game with analysis and everything. So, yeah, those are all things that are within my control. And going a little bit beyond that would just, to be involved in every game that's in the campaign. I think I haven't had as much game time, and yeah, I'm very, very hungry for that. So yeah, just want to get stuck in and play as much rugby as I can. So I think the shift in the team perspective for the 2025 season is for us, yeah, just to take it like game by game. I think last season we were unbeaten for about 8 games, and then we had an undoing of 1 game, and that's when things sort of started to, like, fall apart for us, losing in the semi-final. But yeah, I just think just need to be as consistent as possible and just take it game by game. We've got an exciting batch of youngsters coming through, and also old heads. Everyone just wants to be all in and yeah, give it all for this team. So I think that's the shift in terms of not being, too focused on yourself, but yeah, focused on what we can do as a collective. Personally, what I wanted to adjust, going into this season, it's probably not so much things that I'm doing on the pitch, but I think things that I'm doing off the pitch. So with my injury history, I've really been trying to find ways to strengthen, those small neglected muscles, specifically my spine. So yeah, in the holidays I started doing Pilates just to strengthen my core, to work on my mobility, and hopefully I can be consistent with that and see what it does for me on the pitch.
Look, obviously last season boys made it to the final. They had a really good, the whole season was good. The last game doesn't determine the season, but I think moving forward from that, we can build a lot. We can take a lot from that, knowing that we have the ability to make it the whole way. We just have to learn to convert the points when the final moment comes. And also on that, we just also have to learn to be in the moment. You don't know how many finals you're going to get to play. You don't know whether it's your last one. Some boys got injured. They missed the final. So from my side, I think the boys did well. Shouldn't beat themselves up. One game is one game, but from there we can build a lot. Look, in terms of team building and stuff, a place like this is really vital because you're spending a lot of time, you're not going away. There's also no real signal, so not a lot of times on the phones. The boys are chatting, learning about each other, where you're from, background. So all those little things add on and they make a big difference on the field, because if you back someone off the field, just imagine how much more you'll back him on the field.
That was like a good time.
Yeah, and the manner there looks stacked, I must say. I was wondering where they get all this gears and where they get all this power from. Clearly, it's out there in the veld in Kruger National Park, of all places. We're going to touch to another moment of what's happening at that camp. And thank you so much, Carl, for bringing the latest. It's really cool to see how we develop this power and develop all this talent. And round 2 will be coming up in just a bit.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that. Also, it's just nice seeing Carl there in the bushes, man, in the bossies. Always so great to celebrate our guy, but there's still so much to come your way on your Feel Good Breakfast. I want to get into a really exciting story, a very moving story, a motivational story, if you will. If you remember that match between the Springboks and the Barbarians, some magic happened not only on the field, but also in the stands. And I want to introduce you to somebody very special whose story went viral because of his generosity. Yeah, it's something that you're absolutely going to love. If you're a Springbok fan, if you're a fan of South Africa, then this is a moment that we can, I think, all get behind and celebrate. So get ready to feel the tear-jerking emotions right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, because an inspirational story is coming at you next.
Check 1, 2, check.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, and I'm going to inspire you in just a little bit, give you an offering of motivation as we get into the goodness of this story. Now, this Mandela month, we definitely want to bring you a story that captures hearts across Mzansi. And when this man in particular, Mr. Johan Kutz's friend, couldn't attend the Springboks versus the Barbarians match in Cape Town that happened last weekend, he did something most people I don't think would. Now, he gave his spare ticket to a homeless man named Luigi, turning a simple rugby game into an unforgettable night of dignity and joy, but most importantly of connection. And I think it definitely stands true about Ubuntu. I am because you are. From standing under a bridge to standing in the stadium, Luigi's love for the Boks and of course Johan's act of generosity remind us what it really means to see somebody and show up for them. So please help me in giving our Mandela Monday hero a round of applause. It's Johan Kutza. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we use that word hero because I think that you've set such a beautiful example of what we can do as a nation. You could have just left the ticket. You could have given it to whatever, but you managed to act and do something so generous. So take me into that moment. Where were you in your head, Johan, as you're going in saying, what am I going to do with the spare ticket? What was happening?
Well, I think as I walked down to the stadium, it was raining a bit, and I was standing under the bridge, waiting for the rain to calm down. And then I saw this person there. He was getting cold. He had a black bag, covered his clothes and all of that. And I walked to him and I started talking to him. He said, what do you do here? He says, I sit here every Saturday when they play rugby.
Sure.
Especially when it's raining. I sit here, and then I can hear the crowd cheer for the Bokke.
Yes, happening.
And he was so just bubbly. And I was asking him questions about, do you know any rugby players? And he said to me, sir, I think in 1981, South Africa played against the Springboks. And there were a guy like Donnie Gerber, Rob Lowe, and all of that. I said, wow.
You know your history.
How do you know your rugby? They said, obviously, he goes to pubs, stand at the back, watch through the window, learn rugby and all of that. And the next question I said to him, so who do you know who's playing today?
Right.
And he said, Cheslin Kobe,
Sure.
Kulisi. And he stopped and he said, what is that guy with the blonde hair? That's his favorite. He said, Faf.
Of course, Faf.
And I got goosebumps and I said to him, you know what? Today I'm taking you to the stadium. Yeah, so
And what was his reaction when you said, come with me, we're going in?
it was just tears.
Yeah.
I think I had more tears than him. But it was an emotional moment there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a moment of connection, because probably for the first time that day, somebody, paid attention and actually saw him as a person, as a human. I think with the problem of homelessness in South Africa, we often rolling up our windows, maybe avoiding eye contact. But to have that moment saying, I see you, let's celebrate the South African victory together. And thankfully it was a victory and was a beautiful game in and of itself. So what was that response there in the stadium as the Gees is going, as the Boks are winning?
I think as we walked through the gates, it was kind of for him not too sure if this is happening.
Right.
And we had a beer then, and just before the game, we walked down the stairs to our seats, and I think then he realized.
It sunk in.
He just, that energy that came through him, and then he was just absolutely amazing.
Beautiful. And here's a video of the two of you together. I love that. Just singing the national anthem. Now, you were also saying that Luigi was actually, he was a teacher and he still goes to church every Sunday. So tell me more about his story. How did you guys connect? You were talking, obviously, while the game's going on.
Yeah. When we had a conversation, he actually sounded very clever. And I asked him, so what did you do for a living? And he was in teaching.
Oh, he was in teaching.
But I think that the better part of this is where you sit there. That guy, he can be a teacher, he can be an ex-attorney, it doesn't matter what, because we all go through difficult times.
Of course.
And I think once we take that judgment away and you take every person on his own, then we will become a better country.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is difficult times in our country, but as you said, it's not always the rugby ticket or the 100 Rand a year.
Yeah.
It's that, how are you?
Yeah.
I'll see you. Have a good day. That's what we do.
And it's
That's where we make the changes.
Absolutely, it's that dignity that we spoke about a bit earlier. So what did this mean to you? Yeah.
For me is, I thank the Lord that He blessed me with a giving heart.
Yeah.
And as I said, you don't have to go big out there. And today, I'm not a hero. He's the hero out there.
Sure.
And I want to encourage everyone, especially now in the Mandela month, to make a difference. As I said, just say hello. You don't have to give 100 rand or whatever it is. Look at that person's eyes and make a difference. And as Mandela said, sport will bring us together. And I think a guy like Rassie Erasmus obviously took it to a next level.
Right.
And used the opportunity to get a smile on people's face, create hope.
And you've done exactly that. I'm telling you, you're living by example.
Thank
And
you.
we are so inspired by the moves that you made. In that moment, a small gesture, but it actually is going to resonate so deeply with people watching right now. So thank you, Johan. And shout out
so much.
Luigi as well for doing what
Will
he
do.
does. We wish him all the best and definitely will hopefully see more progress and success happen on his side too. And then we won. The Springboks won at the end of the day. So that was the cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah, well, obviously, when you saw the video, just when he sang the
national anthem, yeah.
and he knew the words. I was, wow, this is a homeless guy, and he wants to live.
Yeah.
He's part of South Africa.
Come on.
That was amazing.
And you are part of South Africa.
Absolutely.
This is the country Mandela hoped for. And in this Mandela month, I think we can all take a page out of your book. So thank you, sir,
Thank you
for the
so
beautiful
much.
work that you did. And we definitely hope that it's inspired you to take that small step and make a difference in somebody's life today.
Thank you.
It's beautiful to see what a small step can mean to somebody else and what a big difference and impact that it can create. And speaking of creating impact, let's head back to our training camp. And we're talking about it right now because we saw high-intensity drills, late-night laughs, and the training camp is about more than just, I think, rucks and tackles, clearly. So we've got part 2 coming up, and our very own Carl's going to catch up with the Blue Bulls team as they wind down under the stars at Chotokwanas' iconic open-air Boma. Now, there's a fire going, good food on the grill, and team talk that's running deeper than the game. And I think it's here in the quiet of the bushveld where championship seasons are truly built. And you get to see exactly how all this magic comes together. Let's check it out.
It's mid-session and you can feel the intensity, the attack strategies, the ruck simulation, and the tackling drills are being sharpened as we speak right behind me. It's quite clear that the Bulls are utilizing their 2024 energy to move progressively into 2025. Look, let me tell you, the energy on the ground here is high and focused. And my feel-good family, I can tell you for a matter of fact, is that the season ahead looks very promising.
Look, I think we had a couple of good performances last year, and probably the game that made the biggest impact in our season was the Lions, which we played in Johannesburg, one of the schools. We let ourselves down in that game, and then from there we really struggled to get some momentum. So I think, yeah, that's probably the biggest game of our season last year. Lions away. I think this season, if we can have a bit more consistency in our team, I thought that last season, when we had the consistency, we played really well. And then there were times where we lost it a little bit, and it showed in the latter stages of the competition. So hopefully this season we can try and keep the boys involved and give the Currie Cup the respect that it deserves. So we'll see if that happens, but I do believe that if it does, we'll have a much better season.
Andrew, tell us about Tsokani River Camp. This is such a serene space for the Vodacom Bulls. How much impact does a camp like this have for the team?
Tsokani River Camp is situated in the middle of Kruger National Park in a completely amazing area. You know, our concession is somewhere around 17,000 hectares. We have 30 beautifully appointed luxury tents in the banks of the seasonal Ropape River. We offer game drives during the day and also obviously game walks, and that's one of our specialities, is exploring this untouched wilderness, which it really is. Getting people in the veld, on the ground, looking at tracks, looking at signs, and exploring this amazing area that a lot of people luckily don't get to see, but now we have the opportunity to do that.
How does a camp like this add value to a team like the Vodacom Bulls?
One of our major focuses here is teamwork. You know, we say that our biggest partner is nature. Without nature, we wouldn't be here. And we also help to protect nature by bringing people and exposing them to this area. So I think for the Bulls, that teamwork is vitally, vitally important. You only realize what effect something has on the environment when it's not there. And then you also realize how even small, insignificant little things can have a major impact around. So if everybody does their job, everybody pulls together, everything works perfectly.
Listen, Tsokwani River Cup is known for hosting traditional braais under the African sky. And tonight is no different as we celebrate the Vodacom Bulls. It's all about yes, man. It's about telling stories and coming together. This is unity at its finest and gearing us up for the perfect season coming ahead.
That's what makes sense to me now. The Joel is what needs to be had in order to bring us all together before these boys obviously literally go to war in the field. It clearly makes sense why camaraderie and unity is so important. So, Carl, thank you so much for bringing us nothing but that intimate and very intense crossing over the line to see exactly what it takes. Now, we're going to show you more about what it takes to just bring good vibes to your Feel Good Breakfast show because we've got an incredible choir standing by to do just that. We've got a Mandela Day anthem, and we've got Kruger and Tutu in the building along with the SA Youth Choir. So we are in for a treat, but we're going to have a conversation first before we do. And then DDJ is in the building. It means that Monday brings a workout, an opportunity for our bodies to move, and Carissa's getting changed to do just that. And Dale Hendricks is standing by to deliver the endorphins. So Monday's about to heat up, and you are in for a treat. We'll see you soon.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And yes, we're going to feel good with endorphins this morning. Your Monday workout is coming your way. And we want you to turn your pantry into a gym. Now, we're doing a tin food workout. Grab 2 cans of your favorite food. We won't judge which ones you go for. And use them as light weights for exercises, bicep curls, some shoulder presses, and some squats, some side raises. All of that's going to be done right now between you and I. Now, it's a fun, creative way and a great way to add resistance, tone your muscles, and definitely stay active without a special equipment. Now, we've got Dale Hendricks in the building once again with our fellow workout cheers, and we're going to get into this goodness. We've got to cheers our cans, though.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers the cans so we know we're ready. Let's go, baby. All right, Dale, what are we doing today?
Tin food workout, so we're going to use it as a tool, as a let's say a mini dumbbell. So I prepared a few exercises for us, full body, that everyone can do. You know, we want to try make fitness fun again for everyone. We want to try and make it accessible. So let's get into it. So the first one, we're going to do 10 punches. We're going to go high squat, and then we're going to come up again. So we'll start high. Let's go for it. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
low ones. Let's go.
Around.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down.
Oh my goodness, we thought it was all fun and games. I'm feeding the bird
Let's go.
already.
Let's do a few more.
Woo.
9. Last one down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done, guys. Go for active wrist. Cool, and we're going for some knee lifts next. So we're going to stick to the one side. So we're just lifting it up. We're going to focus on that lower core and that hip flexors, okay? There we go. Arms up. Start feeling it in that lower core.
Absolutely. At my arms.
Arms as well,
because of the extra weight from the tins.
Exactly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it over, guys. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Here we go. Get those knees as high as you can.
This is a great way to make sure you don't have excuses, because we all have those pantry essentials in our fridge. What are we holding today? Is this baked beans? It's sounding like baked beans.
Baked beans, some bullshits there for the
protein.
3,
It's
2,
all about the protein.
1. Okay, here we go. We're going for some squats, military squats. And as we come up, we're lifting it, okay?
Nice.
Let's go for 10. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1.
Lift.
2, chest out. 3, 4, 5, 6, deep squats. 7, breathe in down, exhale up. 9, last one. And 10. Well done, guys. So for the next few, we're going on the mat for some core work.
All right, show us how it's done.
Here we go. And sit down. Cool, we're just going for some thought legs. We're going to use the one only, right? And we're going to bring it in.
Okay.
1 by 1, figure 8. Here we go.
How are you guys doing over there? We good? We're in it together. We're in it together. All right.
So try to get our knee towards our chin. Working at lower core. Arms again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Woo.
Cool. We're gonna stack it up on the side. Some Russian twist, right? So you're gonna take it from that side to the other side.
Okay.
You can either do it with your legs down, or you can cross your legs, keep it up, right?
All right, so modified and not modified.
Bring it over,
Fetch
it,
okay.
and take it back. Here we go.
I'll try to lift
And
that
back
leg.
again. Working the food in the tin, giving it a good shake. No
Why do I
excuses,
feel like I'm
guys.
cheating?
No excuses, guys. Let's go for a few more.
Let's try.
Russian twist working you there.
It's working
3,
me, exactly.
2, and 1. Let's take a quick break. Can we squeeze in a few more?
Catch your breath. I think we can.
Lovely, let's
Not
go
that we
for it.
want to, but we will for you, Jill.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Okay, so we're just going to hold it up like that. All we're doing is rocking back and forth, right? There we go. Keeping the arms up. Nice controlled movement. Okay, so arms and core. No excuses, hey?
I
Just
feel
open
the
the
six-pack's
pantry.
already loading.
Open the pantry and here we go.
Open the pantry.
3,
I've got a 4-pack so far. 2 more to
2,
go.
1.
There's the 6-pack.
Lovely
All right.
stuff, guys.
Okay, what else? We've got about 2 minutes to go. So we
Cool,
can
let's go for
squeeze
it.
in-
Let's go for it, all right?
Squeeze in some more.
So we're gonna go down on our backs, right? Only need a 1. Okay. And there we go. Lift that knee for me.
Same leg.
We switch it all the time. There we go. start feeling it. Cool, how are you feeling?
Not that I'm making an excuse, but this battery pack on my back is killing me. So if I only do 3, it's not me. I hope you are joining us at home, Expresso fam, with less
3,
excuses than I have.
2,
Oh.
and 1.
Okay, let's do maybe 1 or 2 more. 1 more. Let's
On the
do
legs,
1
let's
more.
go.
Okay, let's get up again.
Cool, eh? Who would have thought?
Cans.
Some lateral raises, guys. Let's go. We're going side and forward, right? So
Okay.
we're gonna mix the 2 up. Chest out, back straight. And we're going, I'm gonna step forward a little bit. There we go. And then forward.
Forward.
Beautiful.
Oh, these are nice. So how often should you be doing this, Dale?
Exercise, I'll say minimum 3 times a week.
3 times a week for what, 30 minutes?
20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes. Okay, awesome.
And then 3 rounds, about 10 exercises.
Yeah, and because you can't really increase the weights because a can is a can, you just do it, do you extend the time that you do it?
Yeah, we go for longer reps. Just increase the reps. The sets can stay at 3. And then, but remember to stay fun with it.
Yeah. Remember to smile. I think that's half the job done
Exactly.
once you're there.
Cool. Here we go.
Nice.
We good? Can we do?
We can end off with 1 more. Like, let's do a
I'm
banger.
I'm ready to go with it.
Okay, let's see.
Right,
This
here
is
we
the
go.
finisher. Let's see.
Finisher, we're going for in and out squats,
I know
right?
it's. Oh, I thought it was going to be a burpee.
There we go.
Oh, okay, okay,
In.
okay.
If you can't do the fast movement, right, we can step it out. Tap, open up, switch
Now
your
we're
arms.
going advanced.
Let's go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Tap, up, tap. Here we go.
Nice.
Let's go
All
for
right,
it.
we're
5,
going to continue. 4, 3,
2,
and 1. Well, Ryle, I've got
Yeah.
my workout in. I don't know what excuse you had. Is it the birthday cake? Be honest. Is it the birthday cake?
Oh, DDJ coming through, and especially after this weekend, because I chowed a lot of cake, and I'm going to be taking these exercises and putting them through their paces today to just work off those calories. Well, while they just cool down a bit, I'm going to warm you up with something exciting, because today there's a chance to win big, Mzansi, and especially after working out, you've earned this opportunity to put a lot of money in your pocket, and we're talking about 420,000 Rand in jackpots happening this Monday, and that's if you play the Daily Lotto. And here's how you do it. I've got the plug for you. So you can buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app, cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529 hash and then follow the USSDs. It's that simple. And we really want you to win. So we put all these details on our Expresso social media pages, so you can go check it out right now. And Panda Push, I'll play the Daily Lotto to get yourself in the running to win big. And that's 420,000 Rand up for grabs. So you got to get involved in this one. And we also got to get involved in today, because we're celebrating World Chocolate Day. And that means what's on the menu? We've got a lovely mocha coming up at you, and it's going to warm you up. And it's only one of the 4 incredible recipes coming your way ahead of World Chocolate Day. And then ahead of Nelson Mandela's Day, which is happening in a few weeks. I think it's on the 18th of July. We've got incredible guests, Kruger and Tutu, who are coming through to do a collaboration with the SA Youth Choir, and it is an anthem that we are getting behind and will be celebrating. So you, Mzansi, can come through and join in on the conversation. It's happening just around the corner.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, I'm still in my fitness clothes because maybe I'll do part 2 of a workout in just a little bit. It is the second hour of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get that kick started with your national news headlines. Now, the Gauteng's Legislature's Portfolio Committee on Community Safety has raised concern over a spike in gender-based violence cases being withdrawn by victims, often under pressure or due to financial offers. Now, during a visit to Foshville Police Station, police revealed a 64 GBV cases had recently been dropped. The committee warned that this trend enables abusers to remain in communities, undermining justice and safety. Now, it called on families and communities to support survivors and allow the law to deal with perpetrators. In other national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa has declared a national mourning period from today until Saturday evening for the late former Deputy President David Mabuza, who died on Thursday at 64 after a short illness. Now, national flags will fly at half-mast nationwide in his honor. Mabuza will be accorded a Category 2 state funeral with military ceremonial honors reserved for deputy presidents and similar officials. The presidency described him as a committed activist, educator, and public servant who played a key role in South Africa's democratic development. Looking further afield at your international news making headlines, billionaire Elon Musk says he's forming a new political party, the America Party, to counter what he calls the, quote, one-party system in U.S. politics. In a post on his platform X, Musk said the government wastes public funds and that President Trump's tax plan will bankrupt the country. Now, a former Trump advisor and one of the biggest contributors to Trump's political campaign, Musk resigned last week over the tax and spend bill. A poll of his ex-followers showed 65% support for his new party, fueling speculation about his political ambitions. Meanwhile, 8 migrants were deported from a U.S. military base in Djibouti to South Sudan on Friday, sparking outrage amongst rights activists. Now, the men from countries including Cuba, Laos, and Sudan had argued the transfer was unconstitutional due to safety risks in the conflict-ridden nation. Now, the U.S. Homeland Security Department called it a victory for law and order. South Sudan remains unstable, with the UN warning its fragile peace could collapse. Now, critics say the move sets a troubling precedent. And closing off your 7 o'clock news here, where peace at the Forever Pause shelter in Fall River, Massachusetts, was scattered when someone rudely screamed, "Shut it," but with far less wording that was nice. Staff froze after that had happened, and it wasn't a person. It was a Hendrix, a scruffy blue and gold macaw with serious attitude. Now, surrendered after 2 decades, he'd clearly picked up some salty language, to say the least. Soon he was squawking like a gangster parrot, blending "thank you" with shockers best left to the imagination. Staff posted his antics online, warning he was basically, quote, Samuel L. Jackson with feathers. The internet couldn't get enough of this. Hundreds of applications poured in for him. Now, one bird-savvy woman took him home armed with toys, patience, and of course, thick skin. Now, through the shelter's quieter, even though it is quieter now, staff say it's just not as much fun anymore. We can imagine what else this bird got up to, but we wish him well on his new rehoming. So we close up your 7 o'clock news. Here are your sporting highlights with Ryle.
Oh, I'd absolutely love a parrot like that, just to banter about this weekend's sport especially. And speaking of, let's dive straight into it. And starting with the rugby news now, the Springboks kicked off their 2-test series with a 42-24 win over Italy at Loftus Versfeld. Now, the Boks dominated early, racing to a 28-3 halftime lead with Morne van der Berg bagging a brace. And Italy fought back with 4 second-half tries, cutting the deficit to 35-24. And that was before Marco van Staden's late scoring sealed a convincing Springbok victory. Now, the second test takes place in GQ Noberga, and it's happening at 5:10 in the evening. Well, moving to cricket next, then, Vian Mulder celebrated his first test as Proteas captain with a commanding 264-run not-out innings as our boys closed day 1 on 465 runs for 4 wickets against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo. Now, after being sent into bat, the Proteas dominated with Mulder leading from the front. And he'll resume alongside Devalt Beerwis, who's on 15 not out this morning, as they push for an even bigger total. Well, we stick to cricket news, and India thumped England by 336 runs at Expresso, and that was that was taking place to level the 5-match series 1-1. Now, skipper Shubman Gill made history with scores of 269 and 161 runs, while Akash Deep claimed a career-best 10-wicket haul, including 6 for 99 in the second innings. Now, England, also chasing 608 runs, folded for 271, and that was before tea on day 5. Now, the third test begins Thursday and is taking place at Lord's. And lastly, in the world of sport, motorsporting action, and Lando Norris claimed victory in a chaotic, rain-hit British Grand Prix at Silverstone, leading a McLaren 1-2 ahead of teammate Oscar Piastri. Now, Piastri's 10-second penalty for his second car infringement cost him the win, while Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg secured his first ever podium in 239 races. Now, Norris now sits just 8 points behind Piastri in the standings after wins in Austria, Monaco and Australia. Things definitely heating up in sports, and we'll touch on it again in the next hour. But for now, though, some of you heading out on the roads, and Carissa's got the latest in the world of traffic.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's see what's happening on your roads. Well, in Johannesburg and Gauteng, congestion along the N3 northbound is resulting in slow-moving traffic, and that is between Moerfontein Road and Galilee's interchange. Now, delays are expected for motorists making use of the affected route, so do allow for some additional travel time. And that's all we have to report for now on your roads. We'll check in again at 8 o'clock. For now, though, let's get into your weather. Well, in your weather news, Cape Town's Disaster Management Centre was yesterday still responding to reports of flooding that have affected hundreds of residents in informal settlements in recent days. Now, humanitarian aid partners have been deployed to provide displaced residents with hot meals, blankets, as well as clothing. The city's road infrastructure and water and sanitation departments are pumping water from flooded areas. Cloudy, rainy conditions are expected to clear later in the province, becoming fine and cold by the evening. Now, the South African Weather Service has meanwhile issued yellow level 2 warnings for damaging waves and winds from Cape Agulhas to Keymouth. Well, let's get into that sunrise view of this hour to just make sure we put a smile on your dial. And coming straight from Pearly Beach is Azalea with this absolutely gorgeous shot, which looks like a dream to me. Oh my gosh, the fiery sky with the sun making sure that its presence is known. And thank goodness for that. Azalea, well done. And thank you for sharing this beautiful view with us. I'm hoping that one day we'll frame it and put it up right here on the Hall of Fame when it comes to your beautiful good morning sunrise views. 0630369649 is that number for you to snap away and send it through. We look forward to receiving your pictures as we check out your temperatures once again. Beautiful is that?
That picture is insane. Is that really?
Oh my God, that's what I'm asking.
Raising the bar, and I can't wait to see the next one because, shoo, that was just incredible. Nice, thank you.
Well, listen, it is 7 o'clock, which means we've got 1 hour wrapped, one more to go, and guess what is coming? You thought you had your coffee and you thought it was good, but let me raise the bar just a little bit. I'm talking about a toasted coconut and creamer mocha. I don't know what it is, but it sounds absolutely divine, and I can't wait to make it with you.
Yeah, it does. And something that I think is going to sound even better is an anthem, and that's ahead of Mandela Day. It's taking place on the 18th of July, but before we get there, we've got an anthem to bring to you, and none other than incredible people as well as a youth choir all coming together for a beautiful collaboration. We're talking about Kruger and Tutu along with the SA Youth Choir. They're here to bring us the very best in anthems, but we're going to have a discussion first to see how it all came to life. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you around the corner.
Aches and pains creeping in? Don't let them take over your day. Reach for Adco Napamol, the trusted pain reliever that's gentle on your body and your budget. Because feeling good shouldn't cost a fortune. Plus, want to win 2,000 Rand cash? Answer the weekly competition question on Expresso's social pages using hashtag #AdcocOTCWinter to enter. Hurry, entries close on Sunday. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Zazi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And like we promised you, I want you to get ready for some goosebumps. Why? Well, because today we're going to be turning up the volume on local talent and unity, and it's all happening through music. So joining us in studio, we have Phil Robinson, who's the director of the South African Youth Choir. And along with him, we've got the dynamic duo behind Kruger and Tutu. I'm talking about Matt Kruger and Warren Tutu. Now, they have all teamed up for a powerful Mandela Day anthem that celebrates hope, harmony, and the spirit of togetherness. So let's give them your warmest, your biggest, feel good Expresso welcome! Yes! Gentlemen, how are we doing this morning?
Good.
We have a good weekend?
Indeed.
The rugby was awesome.
It was.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm hoping for more of this throughout the week and the weekend, but also I'm hoping for some more good music, which have been promised and which we can talk about in just a bit. But let's talk about the duo first, because I know there's a lot to discuss here and you're representing various sort of avenues. But Kruger and Tutu, the name, the collaboration, the idea behind your sound, when did this all start, guys?
I'll take it. Yeah.
Indeed.
So, okay, I think it's quite interesting. We started with sport. We didn't start with music. We both do parkour, if you know what that is. It's
Wait, hang on. I know all about parkour. That's throwing yourself and crazy obstacles. You've got to be very conditioned, very fit, very strong. What are musicians doing in this space? What are you doing there?
Hey, have you seen Benson Boone? I mean, he does it too.
Great example.
Yeah.
We call him Benson.
So you're both parkour athletes?
Yeah, so that's how we met. And then, well, I took him on as a coach as well, because he's pretty good, actually.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm the silver fox in the outfit. But we met like that. He tried to contact me on Facebook because I was coaching kids already and so on.
Yeah.
And then I ignored him for like 2 years.
For 2 years.
What? Cold, man.
and then the one day we just randomly met on in Strand.
Yes, at the beach.
And we just started doing some moves together, and I just saw he was brilliant. He was really good at it. And immediately we just clicked. And then I asked him one day, so what else are you into? And he's like, music. And I'm like, no, get out of here. It's my first love. It's the thing that I love the most. And for him as well, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh.
So we got into it like that. And we said, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's practice. And then the moment we did, we realized we're onto something. And then we got really serious with it. We said, okay, let's write down a vision. We'd love to win a Grammy in the end. You know, we'd love to go for it. So, yeah.
And we're checking out some of this blend of like parkour action with a bit of singing here. And it's like, for me, this is so cool because these are two of the things I absolutely love. Like, I love good music. I love the fact that people have healthy bodies that they're using and moving with it. So you brought two of my biggest puzzle pieces together. Yeah, look at that flip on the stage. Come on, Benson Boone for who? Yeah. So listen, clearly you guys have the theatrics, you have the moves, but let's talk about the sound because I mean, it's obviously quite crazy to think that parkour athletes came together and made music, and what is that going to sound like? And for us, I think it's a blend of, you've got this like a Mumford Sons energy, this Eagles, African rhythms. How would you describe the sound, and how are you coming up with the sort of essence of it all?
Well, the thing that I think that is very interesting is the fact that I have a more jazzy background, R&B, soul background. And he's more of the rock guy, you know.
That's a crazy combination.
Exactly, you know. And we've kind of made it work, you know. And it's very interesting in how we execute the music. And we have a big variety of crowds, you know. We have old people, we have younger people. And it's amazing.
Yeah, I get the comment. Like, when they come up to us after, that was no more. And him, they go, can you sign my forehead?
You guys bring the polarities, and I think that's why people probably love your music as well, because it's crossing generational boundaries. It's crossing like any of the factions we thought music should be, and I love that. So, Phil, my question to you is, what are you doing hanging out with these athletes, bro? What has these parkour guys got to do with your youth choir, man? Listen, obviously the collaboration came together, but why? How?
Well, Matt and I actually met through a shared business interest many years, probably a decade ago. And then we had another encounter, so a few years later, which was more choir related. And then out of the blue, Matt contacted me in the beginning of the year, and he shared his vision with me for this project. And I immediately said yes.
You didn't take 2 years to reply to that.
I said I gave immediate yes.
Thank goodness you didn't go.
But I mean, these songs are launching on Mandela Day, which I think is something so special, seeing that it's more than just an important day. It's a month where we need to reiterate the unity that South Africa has, our diversity that we celebrate. Why for you was it so important to put your energy into something like this and commemorate it with more than one song?
Yeah, well, I think Mandela Day is a celebration of unity, hope, and the enduring spirit of Africa. And those themes pulse through the song. So just as Madiba thought, our strength actually lies in lifting each other up. And that is the theme of these songs, whether through music, whether through service, or whether just being in harmony. And I think that comes through in these songs.
So for me, what's interesting is I grew up in France, and I got to look at South Africa through that lens. Before you were born, I think Nelson Mandela was still illegal, and Johnny Clegg was still like, you know, it was still like the in thing to listen to these rebel songs. And that's how I was introduced to Nelson Mandela. And it was beautiful to come back then from that country to this country. And I was in matric, you know, when we had the first election year, which was 1994. So now I'm giving my age away here. I still look good,
It's your experience, bro. It's not age experience.
And you know what? It was just a beautiful thing to see that we are, like it says, yes, you know, it's this cliche thing, the rainbow nation, but it's literally like that. I mean, we're from different cultures. Me, I'm a salad in myself. I'm half French, half South African. I've got this Afrikaans mother that can really go at you in Afrikaans as well. You know, and it's just beautiful, these expressive languages. And to see that come out in a community where people actually care. Like we heard this morning, that gentleman, I mean, buying a ticket for the homeless.
Oh, yeah, how cool was that,
You know, and that's a beautiful example, and I think we're trying to let that come out in the music as well. Hey, I mean, with what you guys do, with what we do as well.
Okay, well, look, there's so much to talk about here. I think we can spend the whole morning, but let's just talk about the music. Obviously, there's something that we get to celebrate right now. I believe this is even more special because no one's heard this. This is an exclusive that we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
So how many songs exactly will we be sharing with us this morning?
So today you're in for 3 songs.
Yeah.
We recently were signed by a record label. I mean, since we started, it's been 2 years.
Beautiful.
And we've had one opportunity after the other. And it's just wonderful to see, like, when you really manifest and kind of, like, you know, pull in your whole energy towards something, it comes at you, and it's a beautiful thing. So today we're sharing 2 songs that we're releasing on Mandela Day.
Nice.
And the one's called the Africa Song, and it really celebrates this beautiful place where we're all from, and we're hoping people can relate to it, you know. And then the other one is an Afrikaans song, and it's about the sweetest sugar, which is the zoetste suiker, and it asks the question in your life, what is the sweetest sugar for you? And for me, it was my little girl, so I wrote it for my little girl, and then Juanita du Plessis covered it, and she kind of turned it more into a love song. But ultimately, you know, whatever is the sweetest sugar for you.
I think that's perfect. It's World Chocolate Day today. You guys have come at the perfect time. And I think your timing is perfect. Obviously, not just celebrating the 18th of July and Mandela Day, but celebrating the unity and the fusion of new music and something that we can all get behind and celebrate. So I'm glad that the 3 of you somehow got together in the weirdest of ways, and we get to celebrate it right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Mzansi. It's a debut coming our way, and we are in for a treat. Speaking of a treat, I'm ready for one.
And just like that, I've got you covered, Raul. Don't worry, Jane. So maybe I'll make one for you as well. Because coffee isn't just a drink, okay? It's an entire experience. And as a coffee connoisseur, I'm sure you know this, Expresso fam. And today we get to celebrate World Chocolate Day in the best way because we're turning that daily ritual into something extra indulgent. Now today I'll be making a toasted coconut and crema mocha. It's a pure cafe level magic that you can sip, you can savor, and then also best believe you can have it on repeat. It is so incredibly good. I'm going to ask Raul to come in through in just a little bit. This can be a birthday celebration drink for him as well. But of course, I'll be using my Jacobs 3-in-1 mild coffee. Now, this one right here provides a bit of a nice blend, a really good blend of coffee, and it's already got some cream and sugar in it. It is mellow, it's the mild flavor, and officially, this is going to be your birthday drink for today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right, but I'm going to make you work for it. So, so go ahead and put your coffee in. This is the 3-in-1 mild.
Not much work that needs to be done.
It's not much work.
I'm not complaining. So this is hot, right? I can just pop it in and stir and enjoy.
Exactly.
Voila.
Okay,
I
stir
have
it up.
really been enjoying these. So obviously, we've been discovering the convenience of these 3-in-1s with Jacobs, right? And I really enjoyed how convenient it is for me being a nature boy, being able to go outside and still get a cuppa in without taking like a glass with this and a jar for that.
And the milk and the sugar.
It's such a loss. I love efficiency and convenience, so I'm really loving the fact that that is everything and more with this experience.
And I'm hoping on the mountain you could probably make something like this because it's also so similar. You like chocolate?
But I love chocolate.
Who doesn't like chocolate?
I love chocolate. That's what I need to pay attention to. What are you doing now?
So just put a little bit of cocoa powder in the coffee. It doesn't need anything, but we're being a little bit naughty today. So go ahead, use your spoon.
All right, okay, my spoon is a little bit wet, so I'm just going to
just pour it all in.
Pour it in there.
The limit does not exist. And then over here, I've got a pan heating up.
Oh, we're not done.
And a pot heating up.
There's more.
There are levels to this,
But
okay?
wait, there's more.
There's more. Okay, so in our pan that's heating up, we're going to toast up some coconut. And then in this pan that is quite hot, I'm going to warm up some coconut milk. So we're getting coconut everywhere,
I see. So
right?
like warming up the coconut to give it that like creaminess and then not melting these, but actually toasting them. So we're creating like coconut flakes here.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I've never toasted coconut flakes before, so
I
this
love
is going to
them.
be fun.
They are delicious, but like let me just warn you, they are high in calories.
What, coconut flakes?
Coconut in general, like coconut oil, coconut flakes, it's like pretty much just fat. That's
true.
It's just fat, but it's really good.
It's so yummy.
It is yummy. It's a good fat. It's going to help with lubrication. It's going to help with a lot of things in the body, but just don't eat too much of it.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
like a handful too? Because what's a lot?
Well, listen, we used to like actually toast these and like chow them as chips, and then for me it's perfect. I need the culls.
Right.
I started telling Mal, my fiance, about it, and she was like, "Wait, hang on, there's this much culls in it." She doesn't touch them anymore.
What? You
She's
told
so
me
scared.
the same thing about nuts as well. When I was eating the nuts, I was like, I'm being so. You said, Carissa, relax. I'm eating 50 nuts a day, man.
You can't. But I think when you're talking about a recipe like this, obviously you're not going to have a ton of it, so it's perfect for that flavor enhancer. It's perfect to incorporate a little bit more balance in a lovely experience like this. So
also, I was told the calories don't count in this one.
yeah, for this one, because it's a birthday drink. you see?
Exactly.
So then it's fine.
It
It's
cancels it out.
Like a birthday cake doesn't have calories in either, because it's your birthday.
And I know you ate that whole cake, bro.
Come on now, can you blame me though? Whipped white chocolate ganache. I mean, come on, that was the treat right there.
That would be great on the side of this.
Okay,
so usually you would froth your milk. This is a hack
let
in
me see if
case
I can
you
get a
don't have
little bit
frother.
of froth going on in here.
I believe in you,
Maybe
Ro.
look away. It's not too much. Okay, we got a little bit of froth.
A little bit of froth. No, you got a lot. Look at that.
Ah, that's cool.
Okay.
So we're starting with the frothy milk first, and then the flakes
and
after?
then the flakes on top. And look, they're getting so nice and toasty brown. the
actually-
smell is so fragrant as well.
Okay, I got a little bit of frothy, so let's get some of that frothy on you.
Nice.
And we've already got chocolate in here, right?
We do.
This is a proper drink.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to sip it. It's going to be so good. And like we were saying earlier with the Jacobs, it already has not loads of sweetness because you don't want to overload yourself, but it's got just the right amount of goodness in there. And the cream is in. And that's what makes.
I tried to do like some deco art for you there.
Thank you. Did you
did
make
not
a
work.
leaf?
Did not work at all. I made you a cloud.
It's an overcast
Cloud of
day.
goodness, yeah. Okay, so my work is done here. We just got to wait for those roasting, toasty
I
little
think it's
flakes
pretty
to come
roasty,
I think that's
toasty.
perfect, yeah. I think you just want to get it before it starts to go black. So that looks
Burning.
perfect.
Okay, cool.
I think that is nailing it. And you can tell by the smell.
You can.
Ooh, if it smells warm and inviting, it's good. If it starts to smell like something's burning, then it's probably burning.
Abort mission.
Abort mission, yeah.
Okay.
Pull it off as soon as you can.
Ooh.
Gosh, this looks so... This is like inviting. It's warm.
Yes.
Something like... I feel like Santa would like this as he comes down your chimney, like giving you some of those presents. You should make this with those cookies.
I love this. Also, I love some texture in everything.
How
So
weird
I
is
feel
this?
like
The coconut's like searing
as it's
in
hitting.
the drink. It's like adding this extra bit of roast to it.
Look at that.
done, huh?
Oh, I forgot to add the salt.
Why are we doing salt?
I was just told.
Just because you must. You don't ask questions, just add it.
Just a little bit.
I'd imagine that it pairs with the chocolate because with chocolate you're always pairing like
there
certain
you
things. So
go.
normally with chocolate you'd have some salt. That would make sense.
Yeah.
But
Get it,
wow,
sir.
this is proper.
Let me smell.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Cheers on this birthday
that
drink.
Smells
and,
good. Okay, let's see.
Oh, that's nice. Eh?
A little crunchy.
This tastes like a hot chocolate. What on earth is this? Are we even calling this a coffee?
It's a mocha.
Come on now, a mocha like no other, and a chocolate mocha with some roasty, toasty flakes on top. I absolutely love it. This is a win right here. This is 3 wins actually, all in one.
I like what you did there. And to get your magic, or your hands rather, on this magic that we've made today, expressoshow.com is exactly where to do it. But I mean, the ingredients are so simple. All you needed was the Jacobs, some salt, some coconut cream, and some coconut flakes, and you are good to go.
Let's be honest, you actually just needed this.
I would just eat it like this.
You just needed the 3-in-1. Oh, that is good. But listen, it's going to get even better because while we sip on this good stuff, we've still got performances to look forward to. But now that we can call this, I think, the perfect blend of flavor and aroma and just the right amount of indulgence. Yes? Is that a yes for you? It's a yes
All
from
the
me too.
yeses.
I think from everything. We've got coffee inspiration, we've got tips, and we've got delicious twists. And you can count on us to always plug you in. So keep getting creative with Jacobs. Let us know on our social pages what your favorite way to enjoy your Jacobs coffee is, or give us a creative Jacobs inspired recipe that you'd like us to try out because we are here for it. So a reminder, of course, don't forget to use the hashtag with Jacobs, and don't forget that this is absolutely delicious.
It's yum.
Creamy coffee in 3, 2, done. Jacobs 3-in-1. Wunderbar.
Ooh. Well, the chocolate's in here, but can this get even better? Is there anything else we can do with chocolate?
I mean, it's hard because we raised the bar pretty high, but let me tell you that we still have a delicious chocolate cookie with chuckles that are going to go in there. And I'm telling you, if you don't know already, chocolate cookies are my favorite dessert and indulgence treat, so I'm very excited.
Anything chocolate is my favorite. So you've come to the favoriteest of places, right, Georgia? It's your feel-good breakfast show, and 3 more chocolate infusions are coming your way, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to sip on this, and you get to look forward to nothing but the good stuff.
Cheers.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're doing sweet treats all day long because, listen, it is Chocolate Day that we're celebrating across the country. Now, every year on July the 7th, chocolate lovers around the globe celebrate World Chocolate Day, a delicious tribute to one of the world's most beloved treats. I don't trust anybody that doesn't like chocolate, okay? But this celebration is more than just an excuse to indulge. It is rooted in a rich and fascinating history that spans continents and cultures the world over. And it's such a great time to be celebrating.
Yeah, and I think after a day like today, it really marks an occasion which we need to celebrate. We don't really talk about chocolate too much because it always gets the limelight,
yes,
but it is an official day, so let's talk about the history and what's really going on here.
We can start over here. The date marks chocolate's arrival, actually, in Europe, which is a really exciting time, of course, for people that didn't know it was coming. It's kind of like that little treat that comes your way. July the 15th is when it all went down, so very excited that we got to have that. 1550 is when it all went down, on July 7th, rather. Chocolate was first brought to Europe by the Americans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I wouldn't have, credited them to bring such goodness, but here we are.
Yeah, I thought they would have claimed that a lot harder if that was actually a known fact. They would have been like, we are chocolate. Let's make chocolate great again.
Yeah, because to me, it's like it's giving the Alps, it's giving some French chocolate here.
Surely Switzerland. Come on. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They probably just perfected it right. Okay, then in the 17th century, Europeans began adding sugar and milk.
Oh,
so
okay. That makes sense. The Westerners, they did the things.
They stepped it up and they made chocolate a little bit more palatable and also a little bit more popular. So that was really exciting.
That makes sense. But again, obviously, it's leaning to the demand because I know chocolate generally is a little bit bitter. And I'm actually starting to enjoy more of those like darker chocolates again.
Yes.
But I think generally that's what like consumers are demanding, is a sweeter taste. And that's why we have sugar added to everything. So this makes sense, especially up in the UK. They love them sugar. I see y'all.
Well, this is something that I never knew before, that basically chocolate was once considered sacred.
Ooh, I can see why.
It's sacred in my household. Ancient Mayans and Aztecs revered cacao, calling it the food of the gods.
This makes sense.
Actually, and using it in religious rituals and also as currency.
This makes sense. And I think if you look at what's happening today, we have cacao rituals taking place where they're using it for health benefits, for energizing and for detoxing. So you can really see now as science catches up with it, how important it actually was and the effect that it was having back then. They were ahead of their time, actually.
I'm telling you, shout out to the Mayans and the Aztecs.
Yeah.
I love that we've taken a note from you because I said it's a religious gathering in my household. I said, is there chocolate in the cupboard? Yes or no?
Is it your currency still?
It still is to this. I'm rich, let me tell you that much. I absolutely love chocolate, man. Okay, so let's get into how it started out as a drink, actually, how it was consumed before, not as a bar or as chuckles as we see it today. It was a bitter spiced drink.
Makes sense, yeah.
Spice is interesting. I wonder what kind of spices they would have added to it.
Can you think of like cinnamony vibes? Because if you think about, I don't know if you've ever had like a raw cacao or just chocolate on its own. It is bitter.
I've had dark chocolate.
It is very overwhelmingly bitter, overwhelmingly like nothing to do with sweetness.
Right.
But still has like a velvety sort of explosion and experience in terms of the texture.
Okay.
So it's a very strange thing, and you're almost like, it is missing something if you have it on its own and you're not used to it. So I can see why they've gone this route and how it's changed and developed over the years too.
I've had chili chocolate.
Ooh.
So that was also an interesting mouth experience,
I think
right?
any spice with chocolate could actually work. Think about it. What wouldn't work with a chocolate is the real question.
That's the real question, because you could have it everywhere. So thanks to those early innovators, man. Joseph Fry, Daniel Peter, chocolate covered into bars that we know and love. To this day, we owe it to them for helping us out.
Yeah, but now here's where we are talking about Switzerland, and you had something to do with this. Now, they helped perfect its chocolate, and the Swiss are credited with refining the smooth texture and flavor of milk chocolate, making them leaders in chocolate production. And we were wondering why it didn't come from them. Well, they just, the finishing bits, they just fine-tuned it.
Put the cherry on the top, if you will. Also, chocolate and cherries, beautiful combination. All right, now that you've learned the history of chocolate, let's test your general knowledge. We're dropping some chocolate facts right now, but not all of them are true. So you got to put on your investigative hat. So let's get into it. Okay, I'll ask you the questions.
Okay.
Okay. True or false? chocolate was once used as money. How good were you listening?
Well, it's kind of true because it's still used as a currency in certain households.
It is the truth, I'm telling you. I thought it was going to be a picture of me. Okay, ancient Aztecs used cacao beans as currency. You could buy anything with chocolate. I mean, that makes sense.
Makes sense. We should bring that back.
Here's your second question.
Yep.
White chocolate isn't really chocolate.
Ooh, in my world, it's not.
It's not.
In my world, I don't believe white chocolate's real chocolate.
Okay.
But I don't know what the truth is. What do they say?
Let's see what the truth is.
Ooh.
It
Ooh,
contains
okay.
cocoa butter, but not the solid. So technically, it's not real chocolate.
You see, stop
1
faking
point
on
to
us.
Ryle.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
okay. Here's number 3. The first chocolate bar was invented in Switzerland. True or false?
Well, I think we kind of just discussed that they perfected it. We thought they did actually discover it, but they perfected it, as far as I'm aware now.
So the answer is?
It's going to be false. Yeah,
Okay,
that's false.
let's see.
Yes.
The first solid chocolate bar was made in England by Joseph Fry in 1847. Okay,
Joseph Fry.
2 out of 3. Congrats.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Let's
we
keep
can
it
get
going.
this one. Okay, chocolate has been to outer space. True or false?
Ooh, I think this might be true, actually.
You
I can
think so?
imagine an astronaut going up in space and be like, what does chocolate taste up like that? It's got to be true. Surely? I wonder.
Let's see. It's true. They definitely include chocolate in the food packs.
Oh, it's like part of the actual meals.
Wow. I wonder what form it
Nice.
comes in, because they can't eat like general food, no?
I'm sure you could eat solid chocolate, though.
Can you eat solid chocolate? I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
only like the liquid stuff that floats
floats
around
around.
and separates.
So
or
no hot chocolate.
Powdered
All right.
chocolate might be crazy. That'll go everywhere.
All right, eating chocolate every day is unhealthy. True or false? You know the truth.
I think it's, is eating chocolate healthy? Wait.
It's healthy.
It is healthy, actually.
on.
It depends how much. Look, it depends how much. But if you have a little bit every day, it's not that bad for you.
Surely
It's
a
actually
daily
healthy.
requirement.
Yeah,
let's
what do
see.
they say? In moderation.
Dark chocolate's full of antioxidants and can be good for your heart.
Yep.
Okay. Nobody said how much, though.
Mzansi's taking that too hard now. They're like, oh, well, Expresso said it, so
we're
it's
good.
healthy now.
Well, thank you for playing along with us. Hopefully you got your 5 out of 5. Well done, Ryle. But let's take it to the social streets to touch base with what we asked you this morning. We started with a good morning, as we always do. It is, of course, Happy World Chocolate Day. Now, everyone has that one chocolate that takes them right back to their childhood, and we want to know what yours is and where does it take you. You mentioned the sweetie pies.
Yeah, but that was like a premium one, eh? Like I only got that like every
you're
4
right.
months or so. And you?
So I don't know if you remember this, but in the bubby shops or the buyers
Yes.
on the corner, they had these clusters.
Yes.
So it had chocolate,
The
but
peanut
peanuts
clusters.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It still has a chocolate.
I'm thinking of all like the faces and the meatballs and the loose.
They're in the front counter.
You could like buy loose peanuts basically with like your change. But I want to hear
of bread.
Yeah, Zanzi, I know you all came through with a lot of comments, so let's see what you had to say. Let's
All right.
dive down nostalgia lane, and starting with Teresa Maiko says, good morning, my beloved Feel Good Expresso family. Happy new week ahead and happy World Chocolate Day to you too. Mine was a bar one, still is today. I love you, Turns fam. I think I'm like, you know, if you're a guy in South Africa, a bar one has a real special place. We had we had the bar one man, and it was like a 25-hour day. So like, I think the bar one represented like a man in South Africa. That's how I remember bar one. You guys feel me, right? It's a man's chocolate.
Why are we genderizing chocolate
It
now?
is. Bar one's a man's chocolate, guys. I'm gonna go out and say it.
I love that. Let's see what else you had to say. I'm so curious. This one coming from, let's see, Sishwana Kelebogile, saying, good morning, Expresso fam. My father used to bring me a nut chocolate daily when he gets home from work, and I would definitely put some away, but we shared them together no matter how small, and wishing us a happy chocolate day.
That could have even been a cluster.
It could
Nut
be.
chocolate. It could be. You never
That
know.
combination of peanuts and chocolate is just
it's
next
like,
level.
that was like a Wonder Bar or something. There's
Ooh,
crazy
those small
names
ones,
coming
I remember
through.
them.
Yes. We got more comments. Let's see who's up next. We got Linda Tolo says, good morning, Espresso Show team. Happy Chocolate Day. It takes me back when I was a little girl and my mum used to work at a supermarket and she got paid every Wednesday. My mum would buy us mint chocolate. Those were the days. Oh, mint and chocolate
That's
is just
my favorite one lately.
What a combo,
What
eh?
a combo. They have this Bubbles one now that has like a, oh my gosh, they just levels to the
Stop
game.
it, you're making me
I
angry.
know,
Stop
I
it,
know,
stop it.
I can't. Okay, I think we've almost reached our chocolate quota for the day. But yeah, thank you so much for contributing to that convo. It was so beautiful. But let's continue celebrating World Chocolate Day.
I think after celebrating World Chocolate Day and after treating your taste buds this World Chocolate Day, it's time to give your home a little TLC too. And I think because just like the perfect chocolate needs the right ingredients, so does your paint job.
Oh, I like
you
that.
see what we did
A little
there?
connection. All right. In this week's Handy Heroes, the team from Global Roofing and Builders Hardware Store, and that is, they share their sweet spot for quality, color, and durability. It's the Plascon Trade Pro interior and exterior. Now, it's got brilliant sheen. It is affordable, durable, and available in a wide range of colors to suit any space, both inside or out.
Your ranges of chocolate brown that you can choose from. Listen, their handy tip for tackling damp is the following. You need to reach for Plascon's Damp Seal. Now, this is the trusted go-to for keeping moisture out and your walls looking fresh. And speaking of fresh, let's check it out for ourselves.
Powered by Plascon, today's Handy Heroes come from Global Roofing and Hardware, Salt River in Cape Town.
Global Salt River has been around since 2023. That's how long we've been servicing the community. Fun fact, that we were actually the first of our franchise. We were considered an Express store. What makes me proud about my store is the customer excellence that we offer. We care about our customers. They walk into the store every day and we serve them with happy smiles. What I love about our customers is that we can communicate to them on a social and professional level. We appeal to our contractors as well as our DIY moms and dads. We serve our customers in a timely fashion and offer first-class services. What makes it a global, the best store to purchase Plascon products? We have a wide variety of products available to our community, and we offer competitive prices. What I love about it, it has a proud history of 130 years, and it's proven its excellence through its reputation. What's my favorite product is actually the Plascon Trade Pro product. It has a wide range, and the products are versatile and is affordable to the community. If you have rising damp, I recommend Damp Seal, Plascon Damp Seal, because it will keep the damp away. Come to Global Salt River. We'll show you how to DIY.
Today's Handy Heroes is powered by Plascon Wall and All. Unmatched dirt, stain, water and fade resistance to keep your walls beautiful for years. Plascon, together we've got this.
We got this indeed. I always love that reminder, that reassurance. Thank you for that, especially on a Monday, and for all those expert tips out in Salt River in the Mother City.
Yep. I think I have this idea of shades of brown for my sanctuary. I think
beautiful.
It's a perfect warming color. And speaking of this World Chocolate Day, it's just really getting us into the mood for it. So we're going to bring you a mood changer and something that's going to elevate you because, yes, Kruger and Tutu are standing by along with the SA Youth Choir to give us an anthem like no other ahead of Nelson Mandela Day. We're talking about unity and upliftment like no other.
Oh, and they look good too. And what sounds just as good is something more delicious. Now, we had the drink sorted. Let's move on to recipe number 2. It's all about those New York styled chocolate chuckles cookies, which we'll get into in just a little bit. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, you beautiful people, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and if you're a hungry tummy, we're gonna make you feel good. And what better way to celebrate World Chocolate Day than with a cookie that's big, bold, and bursting with chocolatey joy. So we brought in the big guns. We've got food influencer Keegan Canterbury here to introduce us to his New York-style Chuckles cookies. And I want you to think crisp edges, gooey centers, and chunks of rich, melt-in-your-mouth chocolate in every bite. Plus, we're going to be putting our taste buds to the test with a fun chocolate tasting challenge. So, Keegan, I'm so grateful that you're here. I feel like I should give you a hug, man. Ahead of World Chocolate Day.
Thank you.
What inspired this cookie chocolate thing that you're about to make, man?
You know, my love for chocolate definitely inspired this. I think taking the texture of the Chuckles, that crisp, light, airy texture, adding it with some of the lovely salted caramel truffles you get from Woolies, and it creates this epic flavor explosion.
You are being naughty right now. Already, listen, the Chuckles on their own is like kryptonite. So the fact that you're turning it into something even more irresistible, the world's not ready, but brace yourselves. We're about to show you how this goes down. So talk to me about the recipe, and especially the fact that we're celebrating the chocolate festival with Woolworths as well. So
100%.
This is exciting, yes?
Super exciting, 110%. So the recipe is super straightforward, super easy. We're going to just get straight into it.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're using the Choc Chip cookie kit from Woolworths.
Nice.
Lifesaver, perfect results every single time. And we're basically going to start, we've got some butter in our mixing bowl.
Lekker.
And we're going to add the sugar that we get from the actual mix, the cookie kit.
So butter's in here already, right?
Butter's in there already, ready to go. We're going to add in our sugar.
Are these ingredients coming from the...
So the kit gives you the sugar, and then it gives you the dry mix, which is all your flour, etc. So it's quick, easy, and then you get your chocolate with it as well.
So I just need to grab the usual pantry staples, and everything else is sorted.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. So even I could do this.
Yes, 100%. It's super easy to make. And then from there, we're basically putting it in our stand mixer, and we're mixing just basically for 30 seconds. It just creates like almost like a crumbly rubble. It's a New York style cookie, so we're creating just a slight crumble.
Okay.
And then from there, we add in the rest of the ingredients.
All right. And what's important for me is to like perfect this journey of texture.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned it with the Chuckles earlier and how we're getting that texture, but for me, the fact that you get these crispy, sort of crunchy edges, crumbly on the next level, and then on that inside, it's gooey, ooey, gooey.
Yes.
How do you get that right? How do you perfect that? That's where I'm trying to pay attention.
Perfect. So when it comes to the New York style cookie, we, as I say, we don't mix too much, so it almost creates like a crumbly texture. And then what we do is we freeze the dough once it's done. And then from there, we basically cook it. So as it defrosts while it's cooking, the crispy edges form.
Frozen.
And then it's gooey on the inside.
Oh, so that is how you kind of manipulating the effect of what's been baked or cooked versus what's not.
100%.
Because the frozen stuff has still got to thaw out while the rest, oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's like science.
It is. It's fully baking is a full science. We're going to pop in our dry mix here. As you say, it's a science. I think with baking, you know, the ratios are always important.
Yes.
But Woolies does it for you with the baking kits, and then obviously all the chocolate that you get to add into
I think that was always the reason why I never attempted baking, and I was never as brave as you, because I was just like overwhelmed by, I've got to get the ratios right, and if you don't do this step first before the other one, it's going to be a flop. But I think, especially when you dive into some of these options like these kits that Woolworths has, it really does make it so easy. So it takes that 100%. Overwhelming feeling away and kind of gets you excited. It's like building a puzzle, unlocking this incredible story. And I think every step of the way it's clearly marked, so you don't have to stress much.
It is. It's incredible.
Is that why you're so calm out here? Like,
I'm always calm, super chilled.
I love it.
Rahul, is it fine if I ask you to cut some of
Of course, man. I was waiting for you to get me to work. So I'm opening this up, and what am I doing?
You're basically just crushing those up. I'm adding 1 egg into here, basically just to mix this and bind together slightly.
Okay. How would you suggest I crush this? Just grab like a spoon or something? Maybe?
You can use the knife and just chop it up if you want to.
Okay, be careful with this one. Maybe watch the kids if they are going to be involved in this recipe. I'm going to try my best to... Ooh, is that good?
That's perfect.
Is that perfect?
That's stunning.
I use a bit of brute force there, but I think it works out.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I think that World Chocolate
chill.
Day, you know, like we need all the chuckles we can get into this mix.
And I'm thinking, like, what's going to happen to this when we put it in the recipe? Some of it's going to melt, but some of it's going to stay crunchy?
Yes. It creates that perfect combination of texture from the melting chocolates to the crumbly but almost crisp texture of the chuckles.
You want more of this?
That is perfect.
Okay, cool.
We
So
can
I
add
use the
that
knife.
in.
You can use the scissors. I think just be careful with that step.
Yes.
Use your hands, pop it in like
You can use a mallet, anything just to make it easy.
that's smart stuff, like cheesecloth in a bag or something crazy. So that's also going in the mix.
Perfect, yes. This all goes in. You can add up to 2 bags of chuckles, stunning, like whatever you want. I know I finish a whole bag, but I mean...
When you said you can add 2 bags, I think everyone at home was like, must add 2 bags minimum.
Fully, yes. And then we're adding the choc chips that come from the kit as well. So
okay, nice.
These come with the kit, stunning. And if you want extra chocolatey flavor and aroma, you can add cocoa to this as well.
Oh, wow.
Just to make sure we're really getting through.
But I mean, we've got
everything
chuckles
this
in
small
here, we've got
chocolate
chocolate chips. Cocoa could
Yes.
also then, like you said, add more of that chocolatiness to it if we haven't got
100%.
enough of that. You,
Yes.
I see a cracked egg. Did you pop that in already?
Yes, the
I
egg
missed
went
that step.
in, yes,
okay, cool.
yes. So while you were crushing all of those lovely chuckles, we were popping in the egg.
Nice, but this is something that, I mean, even if you didn't have one of these blenders, you could kind of do by hand still, right? You wouldn't have an issue with
could
that.
do by hand, yes.
And probably burning more coal, so earning the good treats that you're going to put back in.
100%, 100%. So with this now, we are going to get a bit messy.
Ooh, okay.
So with this, you basically take some of the mix, and we're going to pop some of our salted caramel truffles inside for just that extra flair.
Okay.
And making some magic. So generally, you can use your hands, and then you basically take it and you pat it out into your hand. And then if you want to take out one of those salted caramel truffles.
Oh my word, you don't have to ask me
in
twice.
there.
Okay, so grab one of these. Am I popping it on there?
Yes, you'll pop it onto there, and then we basically just encapsulate it.
Are you crazy?
we
This
mix
is really
it.
happening.
I'm going to add a tiny bit more on top here.
And that essentially will be
flair.
the inside or the center of this cookie?
Yes, yes.
My
100%.
word.
So we make as many cookies as you like with this mix.
Yeah.
And then basically pop this all onto a baking tray. Put it into the freezer for 2 hours, and then you bake it, and it's perfect and ready to go.
Oh my word. You start talking poetry right now, Keegan. This is
So let's quickly,
sounding
yes.
incredible. And I love the fact that you weren't scum with the size of that cookie. I love that you
Yes,
just added,
yes.
make it thicker, make it
Stunning.
bigger. We absolutely love that too. So this is brilliant.
100%, yes.
How long is that going in the oven?
16 to 18 minutes. It creates the most perfect cookie, as I say. Crispy on the outside, stunning on the inside. The truffle melts and you get that perfect mouth.
Okay,
texture.
so 16 to 18 minutes, about 180 degrees, but you did say we've got to freeze it first.
Yes,
And
I
that's,
know.
that's going to give us that sort of texture journey.
Yeah. The impatience with chocolate, I know you want to eat it immediately, but you know. You
So
have to
maybe
wait for
make
beauty.
like 2 batches. So one batch that you can just like eat all the batter while the other one's being frozen.
You know, just keep half the batter for yourself.
Keegan, this is awesome, man.
Yes.
You've really taken something that is often quite overwhelming and made it sound and seem like fun, enjoyment, and a bit of a little bit, I think, a big memory in the kitchen too. So
100%.
maybe the entire family can get involved in this one. So I think shop the festival. It's the Woolworths Chocolate Festival. You can buy 3 for 2. It's happening right now up until the 20th of July. And I think with this recipe already, you've got every reason to be a part of the festivities. And I can't thank you enough. Even this
Perfect.
was
Thank you,
delicious.
thank you.
Okay,
So
you
much,
didn't
Ralph.
prepare any else for eat now. Fine, we're gonna have to make it now.
Wow, then we
Let's
have to
get it in the
freeze
fridge. That's
this
fine.
off.
That's fine. We'll see you guys later.
Perfect.
We look forward to tasting the goodness of those cookies. Let me give you something even sweeter. Kruger and Tutu, you've been waiting for this moment, featuring the South African Youth Choir, are taken to the stage right now for their first performance. It's called the Africa Song.
Hi guys, we're Kruger and Tutu, and today we're here with the amazing official South African Youth Choir for a song we're releasing on Madiba Day. It's called the Africa Song.
I come from Africa, where the children's hands are always open and the lions keep on roaring in the night. I come from Africa, where our dreams are bigger than the sky. Kilimanjaro keeps an eye on each and every one. It's where the winds of change blow over
never seen. Oh, mama, yeah. Oh, mama, yeah. Oh, the sun sets the skies, stars in the lights over Table Mountain. The sun sets the skies, stars in the lights over Table Mountain. Like a drum, 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 beating in my heart, beating in my heart, like a drum, 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 beating in my heart, 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 beating in my heart. I come from Africa.
Woo! Yes, and that is how we get kick-started right here. I mean, we got the chocolate box ticked, and now, of course, the performance box ticked as well. Ah, congratulations, guys. Can we give them another feel-good round of applause? Yes. All right. So we still got tons coming your way, especially on the front of the social media streets. We've got to talk about what's been trending on TikTok. Now, it's all about the South African parents from every single culture, race, and creed. Yes, no stone will be left untouched. I can't wait to touch base with that. Not only when it comes to social media, we also need a detox sometimes. And TikTok hosted a wellness detox day, which you'll find out the details of all of that straight after this, Expresso fam.
We need samples from living dinosaurs.
That's kind of our specialty.
Let's go! Come on!
Jurassic World. Win the ultimate adventure for two to Thailand with Wolo Travel worth 100,000 Rand. Experience adrenaline-filled thrills, cinematic landscapes, and vibrant street life. Enter now at Expresso's social pages. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso right here on S3. Thank you so much for spending the last 2 hours with us. Now let's get into that final one, kick-starting with your national news headlines. Where the Eastern Cape Police are alerting residents about a recruitment scam where fraudsters posing as officers demand payment for bogus SAPS jobs. Now victims are told to report to Ons Police Station for training at Bisho College. Spokesperson Ubuntu Gantana emphasized that police never request money or even contact applicants via phone or social media. Now, SAPS recently advertised 5,500 vacancies with recruitment strictly conducted online. Applications do close on the 18th of July. Now, residents are urged to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity immediately. In other news in the country, the Gauteng's Legislature Portfolio Committee on Community Safety has raised concern over a spike in gender-based violence cases being withdrawn by victims, often under pressure or even due to financial offers. During a visit to Foshville Police Station, police revealed 64 GBV cases had recently been dropped. Now, the committee warned that this trend enables abusers to remain in communities, undermining justice as well as safety. It called on families and communities to support survivors and allow the law to deal with the perpetrators. In your international news making headlines, Ethiopia has signed a $1 billion agreement with the World Bank to support sweeping economic reforms, strengthen financial stability, and boost domestic revenue collection. Now, the funding will also promote trade competitiveness and market liberalization. The World Bank may provide up to $5 billion in new financing over 3 years, pending approval. Backed by the IMF, Ethiopia has floated its currency and begun opening key sectors to private investment. Now, officials hope these changes will improve debt sustainability as well as economic resilience. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, billionaire, says he's forming a new political party, the American Party, to counter what he calls the one-party system in U.S. politics. Now, in a post on his platform X, Musk said government wastes public funds and that President Trump's tax plan will bankrupt the country. Now, a former Trump advisor and one of the biggest contributors to Trump's political campaign, Musk resigned last week over the tax and spend bill. A poll of his ex-followers showed 65% support for his new party, fueling speculation about his political ambitions. And closing off your news for this morning, we head over to Hollywood, where the Chamber of Commerce has revealed the 2026 class for the Hollywood Walk of Fame, featuring 35 celebrities across categories, including Demi Moore, Miley Cyrus, Emily Blunt, Josh Groban, and 14 actors in the motion picture category. Now, Timothée Chalamet's inclusion has stirred debate, with critics calling it, quote, too soon for the 29-year-old, while fans argue he's the leading star of this generation. With Oscar-nominated roles in Dune and A Complete Unknown, Chalamet meets the Wall's criteria of professional achievement as well as 5 years in the industry. Some even joked that his star power might just be his girlfriend's Kylie Jenner's meter approval anyway. The stars are located on the sidewalks of Hollywood's Boulevard and Vine Street in Los Angeles. And I also heard there's a group of South Africans that got awarded with their stars as well. So make sure that you check that out. That is where we leave your 8 o'clock news. Let's get into your final sporting details with Ryle.
Well, we had a lot of young superstars debut this weekend, and that was for the rugby and the Springboks, who kicked off their two-test series with a 42-24 win over Italy at Loftus Versfeld. Now, the Boks dominated early, racing to a 28-3 halftime lead, with Morne van der Berg bagging a brace. Now, Italy fought back with 4 second-half tries, cutting the deficit to 35-24 before Marco van Staden's late score sealed a convincing Springbok victory. Now, the second test will be taking place in GQ Berga, and it's happening at 5 p.m. Well, from rugby, we move to cricket, and Rian Mulder celebrated his first test as Proteas captain with a commanding 264 runs not out, as our boys closed day one on 465 runs for 4 wickets, and that was against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo. Now, after being sent into bat, the Proteas dominated, with Mulder leading from the front. And he'll resume alongside De Walt Beerwes, who's on 50 not out this morning, as they push for an even bigger total. We're going to stick to cricket news, and next up it's India, who thumped England by 336 runs at Edgbaston to leave and level the 5-match series 1-1. Now, skipper Shubman Gill made history with scores of 269 and 161, while Akash Deep claimed a career-best 10-wicket haul, including 6 for 99 in the second innings. Now, England are chasing 608 runs, and they folded for 271 before tea on day 5. Now, the third test begins Thursday, and it takes place at Lord's. Now, last in the world of sport, we move to motorsport action, and Lando Norris claimed victory in a chaotic, rain-hit British Grand Prix at Silverstone, leading a McLaren 1-2 ahead of teammate Oscar Piastri. Now, Piastri's 10-second penalty for his safety car infringement cost him the win, while Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg secured his first ever podium in 239 races. And Norris now sits just 8 points behind Piastri in the standings after wins in Austria, Monaco, and Australia. Well, sport will definitely be heating up, and we'll bring you all the latest tomorrow morning. But for now, though, many of you still heading out on the roads, and Carissa's got the latest when it comes to traffic.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's have that final touchdown on your roads. Now we get started in Gauteng in Pretoria, where there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound that's after Rigel Avenue, and it's affecting the left lane. So no delays are expected, but do exercise caution when you're passing through that side. Now let's move over to the mother city out in Athlone, where an accident has occurred on the N2 outbound after Jakes Gerwel. Now the left lane is closed, and motorists should anticipate significant delays in that area. So please approach with caution and consider alternative routes where possible. Also practice some patience as you head on out. Well, that's where we leave your roads. Let's check in for your weather. Well, in your weather news, a yellow level 4 warning has been issued for disruptive rainfall and potentially life-threatening flash floods over the western parts of the Western Cape, while very cold and windy conditions are also expected across the Western and Northern Cape interiors. Now, a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds and waves poses serious risks between Saldanha Bay and Cape Agulhas and from Plettenberg Bay to East London. A yellow level 1 warning for snowfall over the northeastern Eastern Cape could disrupt traffic, close mountain passes, and also threaten livestock. And lastly, fire danger remains extreme in Bapalabarwa in Limpopo. Well, that is where we leave your weather. But of course, to put that cherry on top of our beautiful cake, let's check in with the sunrise view of this hour. And a gorgeous one to close it all off, sent from Belito. This one comes from Andrew. Andrew, well done on representing Belito so incredibly well. I was just in KZN this weekend, and it's just as beautiful as you have captured. Definitely one of my favorite cities in the country. Thank you so much for doing that. And you can also share your morning view with us on 0630369649 as we delve into your temperatures for the final time.
Beautiful pictures, so thank you so much, Mzansi, and we'll keep it coming and showcasing it tomorrow morning. But before tomorrow morning comes through, let's make today a big payday. And that's when you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 420,000 Rand in jackpots, which is happening this Monday. So all you got to do is buy your tickets now, and you can do it in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. You can use the mobile app. You can also try out cell phone banking, and then there's another option of just dialing *120 *7529 hash on your cell phone and then follow the USSDs. Now, we've also put these details on Expresso's social media pages, so you can go check it out right now. And we want you to panda, pusher, and play the Daily Lotto for that estimated 420,000 Rand in jackpots today for your chance at winning big, but only if you play. So good luck.
Oh, you said winning big, and I can tell you how to do that. Besides all the money you could win, we also are always scrolling on our phones, and sometimes laughter really is the best medicine and the only way to win. So we'll touch down when it comes to TikTok trends, and we're talking about South African parents. Now, we've got South African parents, and they definitely create their own jokes. Do you know what I'm saying? So all cultures are definitely going to be, I want to say laughed at, laughed with. Let me tell you that much.
Represented.
And represented. But that is your invitation to come on through and get prepared for some comedy straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, welcome back, you beautiful people. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we've been having an incredible Monday, and I think we're going to keep that incredible spirit going on right now, not from just this space, but all the way to the digital realm once again, because we're sharing everything on the socials, from Instagram, from X, and especially TikTok, where we get so much inspiration. It's not just food, but it's also our creators of Mzansi that we are celebrating, and this time, we talk about parents.
Oh my gosh, listen, they are having a field day, talking about parents from different cultures, from your strict Afrikaans side to your sassy colored mom to the impersonations. They're just so spot on and so funny. So let's take a look at the clips and see if you relate to any of these. It's really taken social media by storm.
My pressure is high, my right hand side is pulling. No one cares what I go through. Whole day your face will be pulled like that. Go around with your friends. When they kick you in your backside, I like to see who will do for you. 24/7 I'll work, not one person will help me. Truth God, I'm just fed up. Just mind out from my sight. Who is she? Cat's mother. Watch her mouth. Hi, but you got no blood in your body. You. One of these days I'll just take my thing. Told you, you buying and pushing in the house. Never find another mother like me, yeah? No mother will do what I do for you. Only your father do for you, I do nothing. There's food in the house. What you buying for?
Oh, yes, it's true. I love that. Watch your mouth. That is relatable. Oh, my goodness. Also, there's food at home, guys. There's rice at home. I think that's just a South African story.
That's such a South African mom for me, especially like that complaining was actually just a language that I would converse with my mother in. I think I just did everything wrong. So I can relate to this too closely, actually. Too closely.
Oh, I love that. And it really looks like every creator literally took a 10-second video of their parents, right? Just condensed it 10 years into moments that we can laugh at online. All right, let's get another one.
Yeah, let's bring on another one.
Dan nooit is nog lekker moeg, want ik moet al die zakjes alleen dra. Jullie krijgen me niet eens abri patty. Kom pak uit die zakjes en maak je nog een beetje thee, man. Joh, ik moet nog lekker relax, want ik is nog moeg. Ik ga nou go. Ai, nee, joh, kijk hier die zakjes nog nooit uitgepakt, man. Kijk, hij maar zelf van mij iets vragen, ik vannacht maak. Ik vraag je al net al maak voor mijn thee al. Dit zei. Yo, sorry, ik zal het nou gaan doen, man. Nou wil ik kwaad lopen. Dit zei. Ik heb nog vergeten. Ik heb die water opgezet. Dit is bij je echt, bitjai. Wat, bitjai? Hoe dat ik me gezegd heb. Ik heb alles jou doen, mos, ja. Ik heb die meiden alles hier in die huizen. Ik heb mos alleen, ja. Ik heb die kost, ik moet dat maken. Dat uitpak alles, hoor. Say.
I will say though, I have low-key become a coloured mom in my house with our children.
Are you starting to complain already?
Oh my goodness, if I bring in groceries and you don't unpack them now, or if I ask you to do something, then I'm like, yo, I must do everything in this house. Oh my goodness.
I think moms are just like resonating with us so hard at the moment. But as a kid, I can resonate with the fact that your parents would always say, on the way, just make me a tea while you're there. Like, that's like a currency language for parents and kids. If it's not chores, it's at least a tea at the very least. I love this.
I love that. Okay, so Indians being touched, coloured people have been touched. Let's see what else we have.
Who keeps leaving these bloody doors open? Keep them closed. I know you're just chilling, but can you make mommy some tea? Oh, darling, can you make your mother some tea?
It's the robe.
Please make me some tea. This fucking thing ran out of gas. Martin, you need to call the gas guy. I feel like some hot chocolate. Oh, bloody family. Ugh, what a miserable day. Is that what you're wearing? No. It's not going to be warm enough. Please, can someone bring me my hot water bottle? I don't care if you already have a jacket. Grab another one. Ooh. Oh, all those flowers are dead. Ooh. Oh, don't you just love that winter sun? I swear this winter's much colder than last year. Have you guys seen the weather today? Yes, like it. It's bloody ridiculous. And look at Cape Town. How are they even surviving?
We're not surviving.
We're not surviving, but we get tea every now and then.
Yeah, we do. I love the robe. The constant switching of the robe. That's relatable. It goes over your uniform, over your clothing.
Yeah, oh, it's just like a proper mom experience. I think moms everywhere right now are just like, yeah, I told you, that's me. Feeling like they're suffering in unison, unity, and it's fine.
This is your time to shine, moms. All right, every single culture has been touched. Let's touch down with some black moms.
Sibige kuna ukuthi ngoshiwe
Oh my goodness, I'd be so overstimulated that time of the morning. I think it's true. All moms are the same in South Africa. I mean, we can say this, right? They love to scull and they all get so cold.
Yeah.
Relatable.
And they like to remind us about all the things that we haven't done and all the chores that we still need to do, and we're very aware of it as well. So I think on this moment, I want to say shout out to all the moms out there for really just bearing with us, for putting up with the absolute most.
Yeah.
And I think every obstacle we throw your way and challenge you, somehow just rise through adversity and allow us to get the task done, whether it's through a hiding or not. It doesn't matter. You make it happen.
Oh, the hidings. Don't even bring up the hidings. Apparently they're not allowed anymore. And we were talking the syllable hiding. Don't you
ever do that again.
Oh my goodness. It's all right, moms. You deserve the right to complain and definitely put your kids on the right path. So thank you for that. But speaking about social media, actually, last Thursday on the 26th of June, Johannesburg definitely played host to the TikTok Digital Wellbeing Summit. Now, this was a powerful initiative reflecting TikTok's commitment to innovation, digital literacy, and also creating a kinder, more responsible online community.
Yeah, now this was a full-day event which featured insightful panel discussions, dynamic presentations from the TikTok team, and meaningful conversations. And it was everything around safety and creativity in this digital space, which is very important.
It's vital. And of course, our Expresso team was on the ground to bring you all the highlights. So let's have a look at this.
My feel-good family, your favorite social media app, TikTok, has been actively working on well-being initiatives, including hosting summits and also developing features like screen time limits to promote a healthy environment for all of its users. It's also been actively talking to the government and the youth to enforce these policies and promote better online behavior. And today is no different, as we are at the Johannesburg Wellbeing Summit to dive deeper as to why TikTok, your favorite social media app, is always putting you first. I think what TikTok has done is such incredible initiatives. I think these conversations are so important. And for someone like yourself, Dr. Claire, tell me, why do you believe these events are so impactful for mental health?
I think it's first of all a fun thing to do. So it's a fun day to get to meet new people, share experiences, and then see how we can help each other cope, build a bit of a community.
You have taken your message onto social media, right? Tell me exactly what inspired you to take it to a platform like TikTok?
I think for me it was fighting misinformation, especially as a healthcare provider. Everybody is a doctor now. Everybody Googles their symptoms before they come in to see us. So just being present so that you know that this is a safe space, you can get accurate information, especially because it has to do with your health, your temple, your body.
Are there any sort of challenges that you've seen that young people are sort of facing today?
So I think, there's a lot of buzzwords like anxiety, but it's a real thing. I think young people are dealing with anxiety, they're dealing with burnout, but also numbing. And this comes in the form of substances, it comes in the form of doom scrolling.
Is there any sort of positive ways that you believe people can start working with social media in order to increase their mental health?
There's a lot of knowledge out there on social media about mental health and what are different challenges that people are facing, what are some of the disorders. There are creators out there that are making really good videos and content around mental health, and I think it's important to educate yourself on that and be part of the conversation, break the stigma around mental health.
Medical information it can be very robust, right? So breaking it down is difficult. So because of that, we needed to create an avenue where people can have contextual information for them. I mean, people could see traces of some viable or helpful content online. So that was one of the things that inspired me to start making content. And in fact, to be honest, I think the first videos that made me go viral was on TikTok.
As a TikTok spokesperson, you need to understand that events like this are so impactful for us, Why do you believe that these conversations matter right now in the world that we live in today?
Wow, we find this very amazing for us as well, because this is an opportunity for us to interface directly with our key stakeholders to hear from them what are the things that matter, especially when it comes to the kind of content that they see on the app. But also for us, it's also an opportunity to share some of our innovations, some of our, investments that we've been making to ensure the platform is a safe space for mental health and well-being.
We've seen such incredible features that you guys have developed, really knowing how to put users first, and that must come from a lot of research over the years. What does that research look like to get you guys to this decision today?
Well, it's a complex process, but just to simplify it, we call it user feedback. Most of the times, a lot of the innovations that we do, a lot of the product tricks that we introduce is based on what users are telling us.
Words like mental health has become, I would say, in the past, been a little bit taboo. How do you believe you guys have sort of broken that stigma?
So we are aware that a lot of our users come to the platform, to enjoy themselves. Our mission is to inspire creativity and bring joy. So we want to go out there and make sure that we create these spaces where people can enjoy themselves and be able to be comfortable to even talk about things such as, mental health. But being a tech platform, obviously we are not the experts in these things, right? So what we then do is that we make sure that we lean on aspects. Our well-being ambassadors. These are actual doctors in real life, and they know how to talk about these things. And another plus, they are also TikTok creators. So they combine those two skill sets to be able to produce content that is relatable, that people can, see and hear themselves in, and be able to understand exactly what is happening. So it's through these partnerships that we're able to actually break the mold and discuss some topics that are traditionally very difficult.
Well-being means to me taking care of your mental health, physical health, making sure that you're reminding yourself of, I would say, that you deserve it, you're worthy, and also just the affirmations. I think affirmations are super important, but for me, well-being, the most important thing is if you can take care of your mental health, everything else follows.
Oh, listen, what an insightful event. Thank you so much to TikTok for always and actively talking to government, regulators, and organizations to promote digital safety and well-being, particularly in Africa. And my Feel Good family, listen, there are guidelines out there to report harmful content. And more importantly, you as the user gets to report violations to make this environment a safer place for everyone.
Yeah,
That
that
was
is
good.
cool. That's not good. Good is an
great.
understatement, man. That's great. And thank you so much, Carl, for bringing it to the forefront. I think it's not just about the safety, which is obviously of paramount importance there, but it's just a vibe that TikTok's creating. You can see how much of an impact and presence it has on our community, on our talent in this country, and just really uncovering all that magic that we have. So I'm grateful for its position and its opportunity for us.
Definitely. A big thank you, of course, goes out to TikTok for leading the charge in promoting digital safety and digital well-being. And remember, we all play a role in creating a positive online space. So please don't hesitate to report any violations you see or may experience, and head over to the helpline that TikTok has in their community guidelines for safe and supportive experience when you're on there.
Yeah, now we're going to keep the experiences coming your way, Mzansi, because it is Monday and it's feeling amazing already, getting you all the energy for the entire week. And along with not just us, but we got the entire youth choir out here. Yes, it's the SA Youth Choir doing an incredible collaboration with Kruger and Tutu, and it's ahead of Nelson Mandela Day, and they've got some anthems to deliver. We're getting exclusives, and I'm celebrating it all morning long.
We have been like this, haven't we? Dancing around, having a good time. It could be the sugar rush too, because yes, we're celebrating Chocolate Day, and we all need to get into our third recipe, which is all about that chocolate mousse. Very easy. 3 ingredients is all it takes.
Is that it?
Yeah, so we'll show you how to do it after this.
Nice.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you are looking for a quick and delicious dessert that feels like a treat from a top-tier restaurant, let me tell you, we have got you sorted. It only takes 3 ingredients, and we're talking about a chocolate marshmallow mousse, and that is the answer to all your questions. With only milk chocolate, marshmallows, and fresh cream, you can really create the most velvety mousse you've ever had. Now, we've got our mushrooms.
Whoa.
Our marshmallows
Another
going.
ingredient entered the
So
building.
Four ingredients. We've got our marshmallows going. It's a double boiler method, and it's just kind of going to heat it up to melt it down, right? So we'll just see the puffiness.
It's already starting, and it's really cool. You can see it happening.
Just careful, the bowl is
try not to
quite
touch
hot.
that too much. I'm going to ask you if you want, you can
There
maybe
you
just
go.
use that for the hot bowl.
All right, so then this will melt down quite a bit. I think I'll just, the bottom.
Yeah, it's proper. It's getting ooey and gooey.
Yum, that looks delicious. Yo, okay, that's gonna heat up really nicely at the bottom. And then we're basically just gonna put this in, put it all together, and it will create the mousse.
And it's kind of like a one bowl ingredient, really, right? So step 1, melt the marshmallows, and then with malted chocolate, or if it's not malted, at least get it melted in the bowl of marshmallows, and then you're just adding some cream to it.
Some whipped cream.
Whisk it all up. So this is a really cool recipe. I guess the hardest part is waiting for the marshmallows to melt.
Because you know that goodness lies on the other side of this. So it's just like testing my patience.
It is. Patience is a virtue. This is probably like the best ingredient recipe for kids. Because if you really want to embody the virtue and essence of patience, bring in the kitchen and get them on this recipe, and they'll be like, okay, is it ready yet? No, you got to be patient. You got to bask in the ambiance. Really, some lessons can be learned in this session. So get the kids involved in this one. And already, I know you said it is hot, but look at the mallow just poofing up, looking all ooey gooey like we said, and we're going to add the chocolate to this now.
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Please forgive me. I've never really made mousse before either. Today, like cooking, I can do, right? And I'm learning.
You can?
But bake, I can make vegetables. But baking is something that I'm still, like the sweet treats.
I know, but baking is, like I was saying earlier with Keegan, it is overwhelming because there's a science to it. There's these steps in the processes that you can't get wrong, otherwise everything just falls apart.
Exactly, and then you cry.
Yeah, so can I help you maybe hold the bowl for you? Because this seems like a tricky setup we've got here. We've got a massive bowl in here, so there we go, that'll help.
Get somebody to help you out.
And I think especially seeing that we are dealing with something hot, we've got a hot bowl, we've got water boiling underneath us.
Yeah.
So just be careful if you've got the kids involved too. Wow.
There we go.
Look at that.
We needed just like the lubricant in it to mix it all together.
It's also hard to hold this because it's like steaming
I know,
outside.
so your fingers feel
like slipping off too. So maybe try and get a smarter setup than we have right now. That just helps to get this bowl a little bit more sturdy and stops it from flopping and falling around. But yeah, look how cool this is.
How cool
it's actually working.
I've got some mellow on you.
That's fine. I'm not complaining about that. Okay. Oh my word.
And as it heats up, you can just combine it more and more, and eventually you'll be able to stir it seamlessly.
Look at that consistency. Oh my goodness.
Fantastic. It's like a cloud.
Wow. Geez, I'm getting like mellow all over my cloth, but that's fine. You're going to have a little bit of mess when you get this one together.
And that's basically your mousse done. So you'll have to, of course, refrigerate it.
Oh, just to cool it down a bit afterwards.
Cool it down a bit.
But it looks like this is something that you'd want to drink.
I know. I'll just eat it out the bowl like this.
Wow.
Okay, let's just see if we can get more chocolate in there.
Oh my word. I didn't think the consistency would turn out this like, I don't know what the word is. Yeah, like just a bit thicker than a syrup. So when we talk, the term for this is viscosity.
The viscosity.
Yes, that's the word, viscosity. Guys, this is what it's about. And I think when you are setting this in the fridge, if you leave it in for long, it gets hard. So the longer, the firmer, essentially, on this one. Maybe just eyeball it, keep checking in on it so it doesn't get too hard.
100%. And the least time you should leave it in is about 2 hours. But this looks really fantastic. I mean, we started with some mellows and now we've got a delicious consistency. You know what? I would even add like some nuts in here for texture. But the chocolate is the main attraction.
I think once it's done, you could really like on the top layer to add that pizzazz, garnish with some fruits or some chocolate. roasted some of those coconut flakes. You could even pop that in there. That would be amazing. But as we just look on this incredible mixture here, Mzansi, and before it goes into the fridge, it kind of ends up, after being set, looking like that delicious. So yeah, I got 2 spoons just here.
Thank you.
Sorted.
Perfect. I was like, can we eat it with a fork?
Yeah, go in hard and enjoy this, Mzansi. Oh, look at the texture on this.
Ooh, it's like light and fluffy, but also, look at that marshmallow.
It's like, like malted cheese. Oh my word, check it out.
Wow.
We just made chocolate mousse, Carissa. How cool is that? It's stringy, and we are ready to tuck in.
Oh, this is fun. Wait.
Oh my word. It's sticky. It's actually got like a sweety stickiness to it. Like, imagine bubble gum that you could eat. Yes, that's just happening right here. This is chocolate flavored bubble gum that you can eat. That's what we just made. This is not chocolate mousse. This is something from the future. Oh my word! Wow.
I would recommend you add strawberries because that combination of like the tartness with the sweetness, absolutely fantastic.
We need a cherry on the top of this. And on a dessert like this, you need something spectacular just to finish it off. And our cherry right now is going to be an incredible collaboration that's happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So get ready to be entertained.
Ooh, I'm excited about this one.
Okay. Yes, so we're going to be doing a song called Soetste Suiker. It was written by us. But it was recorded in 2010 by a wonderful lady called Juanita Du Plessis. She also did it with a choir. We thought we'd re-record the original and bring it back to life. And today, on World Chocolate Day, we think it's quite appropriate that we're singing a song about sugar. Yeah, and we hope you enjoy it. Soetste Suiker, Greer en Tutu, and the South African Youth Choir.
As je zoetste suiker voor mij, als je zoetste suiker voor mij. Leven jij, als je zoetste suiker voor mij, als je zoetste suiker voor mij. Wie is jij? En waar kom jij vandaan? Ben je mijn zoon? Zie je mijn zoon? Zie je mijn zoon? En aan jou oor sien ek my hele lewensbaan. Wil jou hê, ek wil jou hou, ek wil jou hê. Ek sien jou in my drome, langs silwer waterstrome. Oh, en jy, as die soetste suiker vir my, as die soetste suiker vir my. Oh, lief en jy, as die soetste suiker vir my. Soetste suiker vir my. En wat als waar ek gaan jou gedagte met my saam. Jy is so mooi, jy is vir my mooi as die maan. En met jou sê, wil jy sê, ek sal jou sê. As jy glimlach, sleep jy al die sterre saam. Wil jou hê, wil jou hou, wil jou hê. Ek sien jou in my drome, langs silwer waterstrome. Oh, en jy, as die soetste suiker vir my, as die soetste suiker vir my. Gedachte met my saam. Tikkie draai, tikkie draai, tikkie draai, tikkie draai om my aan. Draai, draai, draai. Tikkie draai, tikkie draai, tikkie draai om my aan. Oh, want jy as die soetste suiker vir my, as die soetste suiker vir my. O lief en jy, soetste suiker vir my. Is die 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 soetste suiker vir my. En wat als waar ek gaan jou gedagte met my saam.
What's up? I absolutely love that. And like we promised you, Mzansi, entertainment at its finest. I want to extend a massive thank you to our youth choir, SA Youth Choir, for being a part of this. They are going to be stepping out, but these two aren't going anywhere. They're going to be sending us home. But again, an incredible amount of energy. This is happening ahead of Nelson Mandela Day, the 18th of July. And officially, we've got anthems to celebrate it. So a big feel-good, massive, massive congratulations as we celebrate the rest of Chocolate Day. We're going to be diving into the world of chocolate and also making some French waffles, French toast, waffles, but we're adding some chocolate to it. Yes, why? Because we can and because it's World Chocolate Day. But for now, though, I want to say a massive, big round of applause for the SA Youth Choir. Y'all were amazing, and the amazing doesn't stop. We'll see you around the corner, Mzansi.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, you beautiful people, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I think after today, a reminder that it is World Chocolate Day. We've been celebrating everything from recipes and inspiration, and we've even spoken about the ancient Mesoamerican modern versions of it and where this thing comes from. So everything from the ancient to it being on our shelves. It's time to have some fun with facts about chocolate.
That's right. I like it. It's World Chocolate Day, as Raul said, and we've dug out some surprising sweet trivia that might just blow your mind. So how's about an official Did You Know segment? Call us chappies and definitely play along with us, because this one is for the chocoholics.
I love this. Okay, so I think this first one is going to set the bar. Everybody's going to be celebrating chocolate after this because, yeah, pay attention.
Okay.
Chocolate actually comes from a fruit. Yeah, now the cacao pod is technically a fruit, and inside are the seeds or beans that becomes chocolate. So one tree can produce enough for only about 500 grams of finished chocolate per year. So that's not even a slab of chocolate in a week, right? So literally from one tree, we're not getting much. That means we are using a lot of trees to get all this chocolate in the world.
Well, I guess that's why they add so much other stuff, the milk and the sugar, to make it go further. But it looks like white, and then it goes, and then it goes brown.
It's like a wet net of beans being stored in a container. It's so strange.
All right. Well, speaking about chocolate, did you know white chocolate? We mentioned this earlier. It isn't technically chocolate. All right. It doesn't contain the cocoa solids, just the cocoa butter. It contains some milk as well as sugar. So if you're a dark chocolate or nothing kind of gal, then you've definitely got a point.
Yeah, the argument is settled.
Look at that. So it's dark, milk, and white.
Yeah, and then obviously what I would imagine, like, milk is a combination of dark and two. This is all making sense now.
Point.
Yeah. Let's keep getting educated. Now, did you know that chocolate has been to space, and you possibly haven't even? Now, astronauts love it too. NASA includes chocolate in space rations for morale and energy, and especially because it melts slowly and doesn't crumble like other sweets. And we were talking about what happens to, like, sweets and crazy things in space. I can imagine chocolate to be a vibe, though, because it doesn't mess about too much.
Yes.
Liquids,
and also,
on the
if
other
you're
hand,
stuck out in space for a long period of time, the only thing that's going to get the spirits high. Can I get some M&Ms, please?
Yo, what a great munchie. Come on, lift all the spirits in space.
All right, here's another one. Did you know that chocolate can literally make you happy? I told you it was good. It contains a chemical called, shall I try it?
Try it, try it.
Pennylethylamine.
I think it's phenolphthaleamine.
There we go. Pennylethylamine, and it's the same compound your brain produces when you're actually falling in love.
Wait,
so that explains a lot.
So chocolate, love, same. Well, if you're looking for love, then maybe just head to the supermarket.
Exactly, and keep on practicing pennylethylamine.
Oh, I love this. Well, here's a fun one, I think. And if you were wondering, no, it doesn't come from Switzerland. They just perfected it. But in Switzerland, the average person eats more than 10 kilograms of chocolate a year. And that's nearly 250 slabs per person. And I think South Africans aren't quite there yet, but they are, I think, going to be catching up after today. Maybe we are catching up already there. We just haven't, like, actually counted.
Right.
But hang on, 250 slabs a year?
That's almost a slab a day.
Almost. Like, every second day you're tucking in Switzerland, but y'all don't look too big, so something good about your chocolate. I need to find out the secrets here. And we're going to keep those secrets coming when it comes to chocolate, and especially when we head to the kitchen, because Carissa's going to add another recipe to our list.
This is recipe number 3. Let me go and do it. I'll prep the way, and then you'll come out after.
And everything about chocolate is because today is World Chocolate Day. So whether you are unwrapping a dark bar, biting into a brownie, or stirring cocoa into your coffee, just remember, chocolate is so much more than just a snack. It's history, it's chemistry, and it's even international competition. And yes, it's a mood booster too. Now, one thing I had no idea about is the fact that chocolate was made by some random oak in the UK, and it was perfected by the Swiss. I thought the Swiss were the creators of chocolate because it tastes so good. Meanwhile, Mesoamerica had the founders of these incredible beans. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because today what matters most is that we all love chocolate.
We do love chocolate indeed. Now, we've done some mousse, we've done a drink, but let's get into a breakfast. Of course, also to complement the cookies that we had a bit earlier on. And I'm talking about breakfast waffles, baby. Now, we're going to make this into French toast, and then we're going to add some chocolate on top of that, because why not? Why not?
Why not?
Why
It is
not?
World Chocolate Day, and with all the recipes that we've been making, this is a winner.
I can't wait to get into it. All right, so let's get the French toastness of it out the way. So we're going to add some milk. Of course. We're going to add some cinnamon.
And doing standard French toast things to start, right?
The dipping is standard. Some vanilla essence. Yes, please, Raul. So there's butter in there as well, Salon.
Ooh, I see a lot of
and then
butter
we'll
here.
get the eggs going.
More butter, more better.
Absolutely.
So butter waffles, right?
Butter chocolate waffles.
Butter chocolate waffles, okay.
Yes.
But just alone already, without the chocolate, this is already starting to sound amazing.
Oh my gosh, the smell of this alone is so good.
Yeah,
It's the cinnamon. All right, so as the pan heats up, we're basically gonna dip our waffles. Now you can get these pre-made, or you could make your waffles yourself. And we'll take them, dip it into the French toast basting,
my word.
and then make some French toast waffles.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
Look
we've
at
taken French
that.
toast, we're dipping it in the good stuff, and we're taking waffles, sorry, dipping it in the good stuff, and turning
And
it into
making
French
it into French
toast.
toast.
Now, okay, pan's a little bit hot. It's just about to start warming up, so that's going to
Amazing.
start to come through to a sizzle. But the fact that we also got butter in here just makes this
It's
just
so
extra,
indulgent.
extra.
All right, so the waffles are already cooked, so this isn't going to take too long. You just have to basically wait for the batter to do its thing. And you could also just pre-make a bunch of waffles in case you're hosting people and you stress in the kitchen, like I usually would find myself doing.
I don't have a waffle machine at home, but I'm wondering if I could do this at home, but instead of using waffles, use something like a pancake.
Of course.
Or like a thick flapjack type of a thing.
Oh, I
you know
think
what I mean?
the
Like that.
thickness would
the
definitely,
thickness is probably what's going to work here. The waffle, however, has like these little craters and those grids indentations. So that's like going to create these baths of extra flavor that I can just really see happening in this one.
You're speaking my language.
Especially after you did that dunk. So if you can, I think this is the best as a waffle. But
can get,
if you have to, maybe a thick flapjack pancake kind of a vibe.
Or bread, just use bread if you have
Bread, or
nothing
I would
else.
throw like a scone in here even, like why not? I'm just thinking anything could be amazing.
Stop it. So let me see how she's doing. Ooh, almost ready. All right, so this is the fourth recipe out of all of our recipes today. We started with a delicious coconut flake mocha coffee. It was absolutely delicious. It caught me by surprise. It's a bit of a horchata with the, what was that called? Cinnamon that was thrown in.
It was cinnamon, and we obviously had some of those flakes of a roasty, toasty coconut going on top of that, which I love. And then we had Keegan coming through showing off these New York-style cookies.
Right.
And I think what's really at the heart of that is at the heart of the cookie, the gooiness, that softness.
I saw you guys
Did you
put
see
something
that?
inside
But
there.
we put a truffle inside the cookie batter. So once you chow into that, it's going to be a texture sensation. As you can see on the board right now, it looks incredible. And the secret to this, you actually want to freeze the batter before actually baking it, because that's what's going to result in the outside being nice and crispy and hard, and the inside not being fully cooked, and it keeps the inside gooey and warm. Then we did something that I didn't know you could even do. We made mousse out of Millows. We used marshmallows, malted marshmallows, added some cream and chocolate, only 3 ingredients, and we ended up with probably the stickiest, most like delicious type of chocolate mousse that I've ever created in my life, and it wasn't hard at all. Yeah.
And to end off, we're right here making our waffles, and these are not just normal waffles, okay? These are French toast waffles, and then we're going to take it up a step because we've got some fresh cream, we've got some pecan nuts and some chocolate just to add on top of it. We're going to be buzzing this entire day.
Got enough energy to work out for the week, yeah.
Literally. Oh, I love that. Okay, let me just flip these over because we want them to get nice and toasty on the other side.
We do, and I love that little roasty toastiness right there. We've been learning a lot about chocolate. We learned about like how it's been perfected. Anything crazy in terms of the worlds of facts that stood out for you?
Do you know what? I think it was that chocolate was first brought by the Americans. But I think by America, we think America, USA today. I think the Americans back then,
the
in terms of
navigators,
the Aztecs and all of them, that makes more sense to me. But shout out because you've changed our lives.
And I know like there's so much of cocoa, cacao festivals that are happening right now with regards to energy, cleansing, healing. So it does have a very sacred place in many cultures as well. But the wildest thing for me is knowing that, hey, it's officially a fruit, guys. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but chocolate is a fruit because that's where the bean comes from, the fruit of that plant in the end of the day. And if you are really wanting to get technical, then you need to get your fruits in every day.
And if it's part of your 5 a day.
Your 5 a day. So you can justify having chocolate every day because, listen, the Swiss even do it. They have 250 slabs of chocolate per year, per person on average. So that's like almost a slab every second day, or even more than that. And while we round up this incredible recipe, one of 4 that we brought you ahead of World Chocolate Day, I gotta say, yeah, chocolate can stay. It's got a place in our hearts. It's got a place in everybody's hearts right now. And I think for you, Mzansi, go celebrate today like no other. You've got inspiration from our recipes that we've had you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Go to expressoshow.com if you want to find out more. And just like that, chocolate dipped waffles, French toast waffles dipped with chocolate. I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than that. I can't even say it. It's such a mouthful.
A delicious one at that. All right, we'll continue with this final product straight after this. But in the meantime, go and make this and check it out on our website.
Oh, it looks so good.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, you beautiful people, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And what an incredible Monday we have had, celebrating World Chocolate Day. And hopefully we can celebrate putting moolah in your pocket because, yeah, every day could be payday when you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 420,000 Rand in jackpots happening this Monday. So you can buy your tickets now in store on the national lottery.co.za website. You've got the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. It is that simple. Now, you might be wondering, how do I get involved? Don't worry. Apart from that, we've also put these details on your Expresso social media pages. So literally, you can go check it out right now. And we want you to, so that you can pounder, pusher, and play the Daily Lotto for that estimated 420,000 Rand in jackpots happening today, which means this could be your chance, Mzansi, but only if you play now. Now, we've just finished off something incredible here.
You say we, it's me.
Yeah, all the work. I'm just claiming it. But as we unveil the incredibleness of our Day of Chocolate, let's unbox something special. And this is an exclusive because Kruger and Tutu are taking the stage once again to perform a song called exactly that. This is Unboxed, and we are so grateful that they've been serving us this entire Monday.
Nice.
Let's go for another.
Okay, so it was a privilege for us to be here with you guys on World Chocolate Day. I hope you are unboxing your chocolate. This is our song. It's called Unboxed. It was written for my beautiful wife, and we're releasing it soon. It's a collab with up-and-coming star Liam Covey. So he's not here today, but he's going to be on the track when you hear him. Please follow us at Kruger and Tutu. We're releasing worldwide on the 18th of July, Madiba Day, all the songs you've heard today, except this last one. This is our little surprise, especially here on Expresso Show. Thank you for having us.
You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. Da-da-ba-ba, da-da-ba. You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. With my heart unboxed and my soul unlocked, I'm alive and streaming away. You make my head nod to disco, rock or pop, I don't care. I'm streaming away through the good times and the bad times and the hard times and the low times. It's on. We're streaming away through the moments and the seasons and the feelings and the reasons. Oh, Lord, we're streaming away. Love's been winter. Feelings covered under snow. And as long as I can remember, this love, is all I've ever known. And then there's you, and everything changes. And then there's you. I'm so
Another feel-good production.
I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. Da-da-ba, da-da-bum. Oh, you're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. Oh yeah. You're the one I wanna be with. I'm the one you wanna be with. Let's live love now. It seems that better's getting better everywhere. When people start to care, makes me wanna share. That better keeps getting better everywhere. Better keeps getting better everywhere. Long's been winter. Feelings, they're covered under snow. And as long as I can remember, yeah, yeah, this love, is all I've ever known. And then there's you, and everything changes. Then there's you, I'm swimming in light. And then there's you.